Oh,
What happened?
hey. Hi, hi. I'm Kaneko. This is Sin, I guess. I'll call you
Listen,
by
yeah.
that.
It's okay.
And
You can refer to
we're
me
the
however you would like.
commentators. Yes, okay. We're the commentators for the third matchup and last day for this week. It's only the first quarter tournament. It's between Team Dreamland and Calcal Colony.
I'm so excited to be here. Um, Man, this is what, second to last matchup of the day, or is this the last one?
It's the second to last. I mean, it's second to last. Yeah. I mean, we still have another matchup. The last one. I don't know which it is. I can check real quickly if you want me to. But I'm very,
Mhm.
very excited for these teams to be see watch these teams going against each other. Since Team Dreamland actually won the Midsummer Cup, I saw earlier. It's a different tournament I was tapping on for, and they won Midsummer, so it's a very strong team just from that.
Oh wow. So, um, I don't know anything about Dreamland. Do you think they were going to be pretty evened out or anything like that?
I'm rather scared for Team Coco Colony because they're facing a team that just won a tournament, a different tournament this community, of course, and not all these teams that were participating in StarStruck were in that tournament as well. But definitely they have to watch out for that Mad Eyes in round one. I do know that Team Dreamland has a very strong Mad Eyes player, specifically in round one, so they don't really have a strategy behind it. Like I mean, they don't have a strategy to beat up Mad Eyes. They will probably be struggling a little bit.
Mad Eyes round one. Now that'll
Yeah.
be an insane and very long match if you're really anticipating for that Mad Eyes. Um, Needless to say, it seems like we'll have the Dreamlab survivors playing first against the Kaka Colony Hunter. Here in Lakeside, we're gonna go take a swim today, guys.
Okay, so Team Colony is gonna have their hunter of first cinematics will be the second half, I imagine, of the round one. We're going to Lakeside Village. They decide to ban. I mean, Team Dreamland decide to ban Leos and Darkwoods. That means no Leos, no Darkwoods. So, I think this map is so doable for Mad Eyes. I know there's a shack area which is kind of deadly against Mad Eyes. We only have like two consoles to just cover the whole thing.
Oh geez, it'll be pretty annoying then.
Mhm.
Um,
I just
honestly,
saw a certain place because I have faced it in customs before against one of the Malay players in the server. It was pretty rough. I just could not get out of the shack area. I had to just try and deal with it. Try to deal with the Malays putting all those walls and just trying to wall me up inside it. It kind of depends on your when you're spawning too, and if the Malays are as fast as to get in the console before you can do anything.
oh no, and that Mada's match is just pretty annoying as a survivor and to begin with, but
Yes.
that just seems miserable all around.
So yeah, they have to be careful around the shack area, I believe. Specifically in this map, I know it's just a shack area. It's just a kind of a dead spawn, really. Have to be careful to leave it on time and just not to go there right away.
Indeed, that I was gonna say something and I completely like flew out of my mind as I was gonna go say it. Oh my god. Um, um, we'll just go into it, I suppose. Round
Yeah, I
one, we're
mean,
already going in.
yes, sorry for delays and everything. I mean, we're starting off things ahead just so things go fast and smoothly for everyone watching. We're going to have the two bands already, Doctor and Mechanic.
I mean, we've talked about it. I'm pretty sure yesterday as well. We were
Yes.
Doctor's just a pretty strong healer all around, and then that mechanic. I mean, she has a whole second body. If she's not first kite, she's gonna be decoding two ciphers at once. And even with that debuff, she's still pretty strong overall.
Mm-hmm. For the picks, we're having Aeroplanist and Patient as a rescuer and a kiter slash. It can also be as a rescuer. Patient can also be pretty strong with Tide Turner and guarantee those rescues. Priest is because she's not been in this really big map can be pretty good with a so long support. Long portal support. And betting Matador and Cheerleader don't have any extra support from these two characters. Very strong to help out with the kites to make them longer. And picking Fire Investigator as a kiter slash sub rescuer. We can also bring Tide Turner. They don't have a specialized rescuer. I think we have seen this before yesterday too with the team we're commentating for.
Yeah, we did actually. Honestly, and actually, if I recall correctly, they didn't even bring Tide that match either. I wonder if that's going to be a game plan here today, or if we're just going to have a bunch of these rescuers, or not really rescuers, but these characters have Tide on them, or have like a Sui
Mm.
build. So maybe they'll have Tide and a Flywheel, or Tide and broke knee jerk. So wonder how many like actual like 4 hour times we're gonna see here.
Exactly. I imagine this is round one, and they don't really know who they're facing. I mean, this hunter doesn't have a specialist pick. I think, probably has a meta character they have to face or to fear. If they do have a specialist pick, actually, I'm not aware which it is, but if they are aware, they'll probably just counter it with the builds. Anything really goes in this one.
Agreed.
Mhm.
We're just gonna wait to lock in those builds real quick. Honestly, I'm not really familiar with this hunter. That's not. Is this the Mad Eyes player?
No, it isn't. It isn't. It's from
It's
Team
not. It
Dreamland.
isn't.
We're having yeah, it's Team Dreamland Survivors. So, Dear Hunter who does play Mad Eyes
Oh,
is only the second half. Oh, it's a clerk. Okay, this is a specialist pick too, but I was not expecting a clerk in round one. Lakeside Village is a known map for. I mean, at least in pro comp, I usually see clerks kind of just destroying the servers in this map in specific for some reason. So I think there's a reason behind it. But like I do not know which it is. I do not know which it is at all.
I mean, she can be, depending on how the hunter decides to utilize her. She's really annoying in harassing these ciphers. I mean, she can just put that recording onto a survivor that's trying to
Mhm.
decode it, get a cipher done. And delay that cipher progress being done, or even take away just a little bit, because if as long as the survivor is paying attention, I mean, they could be 0 to like
Yes.
2% being undecoded, but if that's even a word.
Maybe the reason why, like, I'm thinking a little bit, like, maybe the reason why is because the ciphers are so far from each other, and rotating can be hard against a clerk. I mean, you have to make sure the ciphers are getting decoded, but she's pressuring them, and you cannot get them done on time, and you have to travel so much distance to get to a different cipher. I think maybe that's the reason why she does so well in here. I'm not sure. Looking at the builds real quickly, we're having board time knee jerk on the priestess, board time knee jerk on the pharmacy as well. We're having board time tied on the both of your planets and the patient. There's BT in everyone.
BT
That's
on everyone, but there
crazy.
is two tides in present. One of the first
I
times I
really
think I'm
thought,
seeing a full BT team.
yes, at least in round one, like later rounds, it makes sense. But in round one, it's very surprising. I mean, either they were not expecting the meta at all because no BT usually just for the meta, really. I mean, the rank hunters usually don't bring no BT, you just bring the BT trait
Hmm.
because you're confident enough to face them and you face this hunter in rank 2, it's a clerk. She's not really, how they put this. Hunter, you have to fear so much to bring no board time. Like you just have to increase your survivability by having Kaidin trait when you have Tight Turner. I do think they will be doing okay because Aeroplanus and Patient do well against Clerk too. There's not really a reason to bring, for example, Knee Jerk or Flywheel. They know how to use their items properly and time everything properly. So yeah, I do think they will do well despite everything.
I think I will agree with you on that. This clerk does carry trump card and detention, as well as addiction, a count of control freak, 2/3 of rage, and 2/3 berserker.
The Fire City used up the ball already, kind of ran into the Clerk. Unfortunately, takes the first hit over here, and he's lagging. I believe he was pretty slow. Even though he was walking the regular speed, I still think he will knock at that window. I don't think the window was
Um, that's
reachable.
that's quite unfortunate, and hopefully that internet situation gets fixed up. That's kind of cruel for the internet to be crashing out in the middle of the
Hmm.
tournament. That's like the worst time you want your internet to fail at you at this point.
Exactly. Although I do think the first hit will be happening around this time. You definitely want to fix it for the rest of the match so you can get to this window on like with safety with a hit and attack recovery speed boosts. But I definitely do think that Pharmacy was not expecting the clear to come from upstairs a small boat.
I don't think so either. Um,
Yeah.
I
Mm-hmm.
wonder what the I wonder what the plan is going to be here. It is pretty early in the game. They could potentially restart it, but um,
Yes.
and
I mean,
give
there's only
the
been 18 seconds, so they definitely can restart if they feel like this first hit was detrimental. Although I do think the hurt was unavoidable, even if the ping was in this red, because the Florian
hmm
did actually run into the hunter. Unfortunately, the guy mind gained over there in a small boat area, and just used his bowl and got the speed boost towards the cleric, which is kind of surprising to me because I really thought he would go to the pallets area instead of going back in the small boat.
It was quite unfortunate, and I will have to agree with you there. I don't think that a hit was unavoidable.
Yeah, if you just change his routing actually, the pallet area, it might have been better than actually just running into the into the small boat area where the cleric was vaulting the window at.
Oh, it
Hmm.
seems like they're gonna actually go with a restart. We're gonna have it restart. Everything's gonna be the same. Oh, wait.
Yeah, the hunter is rather upset. Yeah, I mean makes sense. The hit, yeah, he would have gotten hit regardless. The rotation was just pretty. I don't really agree with the rotation Pharmacy was trying to go for. Although he kind of predicted cleric coming from a different side, not from the upstairs from small boat, which is understandable. I mean, it would just how they put this misjudgment from the survivor side, like thinking the rotation will be good, but the clerk just read the rotation and countered it, which is fair. I mean, the hit will be unavoidable. Like no matter if you were
Yeah.
lagging, if you were lagging, you were getting hit there. So, the hunter does have a reason for not asking to for the restart, but it's still within the rules. Like there's the restart is available, so definitely I do think the referee should be making a decision just to favor everyone in the end.
I mean, I feel like within they do have their own reason, and I do understand their frustrations as well. And I'm not really sure that the survivor here was aware of the mind game. I just think they weren't really
Yes,
able to react anyways. I will say the hit
exactly.
was unavoidable. I will agree with that, and that does changes a couple things if they were managed to restart and decide to go through with it. But honestly, this is kind of a tough position for all the referees right now to decide, and honestly, just the staff.
I believe in official tournaments you would probably just go with the match because the rotation would just like judging the rotation whatsoever, they will probably just go with it. Although since
Hmm.
we do have a different rule, it's not a pro tournament. We have different rules. Like you have the how do I put this? You have the right to restart within the first minute. It's different. Like doesn't matter what happens. Usually can just restart. But you can also reset. You can just choose to reset. I think in professional tournaments, usually just analyze it for like an hour. We don't have an hour to analyze it. We cannot rewind things because we don't have NetEase's with everything they have. Like I mean, they can usually how they put this. If you watch pro tournaments, they can actually rewind everything back because they have everything registered. They actually have the curators movements registered in their program. I do not know how it works. But like whatever, people who program games probably can understand that. I do not. I don't. I'm not in informatic or whatever. What's the name of the degree? I do not actually know the degree with the
Um, I know
computer
what you're talking
science.
about. I don't. Computers, maybe,
Maybe
probably.
I do not know.
I don't know, but they also have hella money,
Yes,
and we are doing a community for funs
exactly.
and giggles. Honestly, we're not really here being paid. We're just here to enjoy, have fun, share everybody's cool, talented skills in this tournament, and just like unite the community because I feel like we're also a little bit divided. We have we have a lot of differences. We have a lot of uh, there's a lot of just issues all going around, and hopefully we can just bond over tournaments and just having fun. Honestly, uh we also don't have a lot of people working in this tournament, so it's also kind of hard to make the tough call otherwise. Because I feel like, um,
Yes.
what's it called?
Oh,
The oh,
oh, never mind. We're pausing again. Okay, never mind. You can start. You can keep
okay,
yapping.
no, no, it's okay. I
Nothing.
was like, okay.
Nothing happened. You can keep yapping.
Oh, it restarted automatically. Okay. But what's it called? What was I gonna say? They also have like several like different multiple referees making sure and keeping eyes
Yes,
on like every survivor, every like device, everything. And again, we're all playing from the comfort of our home, in the comfort of our own
exactly.
environment, our own Wi-Fi. So we kind of can't really like. Some of us might have better Wi-Fi than the others, depending on the area. You might be on top of the tower. I don't know of that of the
Exactly.
server ping. So it really just depends here.
And also,
Seems
like,
like
if
we.
you're on vacation, you might not be having the Wi-Fi you used to play with. Like, I know
Hmm.
it's summer right now. A lot of people are kind of playing for far away from home and just trying to go from these tournaments. I mean, it's community tournaments. They're for fun, just for fun. You're just trying to join as many as you can, as many as you want. So definitely, it might just be detrimental for your ping.
Indeed. Honestly,
Mhm.
that is also something to consider. So honestly, I just all for fun overall. Remember, guys, it's completely up to the call of the hosts and the rule makers, essentially. Um,
Mhm. If the
honestly,
player was indeed lagging from the beginning, okay, we can just maybe the player was not actually because I know if you have like for example 400 ms, you cannot see where the hunter's at. You just you're running blindly. You cannot really know where the hunter's at. You just because your frames are not how they put this. Your frames are not correct. How they put like you're not as fast as you're supposed to. Like your frames are not running as fast as you're supposed to.
yeah, your
My
frames per
English kind of
second.
poor for this for these situations.
Yeah, we're still coming to what's it called? A more firm decision here in the upcoming. Someone talked about getting a bot match after a losing streak. I'm so sorry about that. Honestly, I hate getting those bot matches, but I mean, well, no, I love the bot matches, but I hate getting those losing streaks. I hate the red carpet. Um,
Let me actually check the stream so I can actually just check the chat and like if you guys wanna tell us
there's,
something, go ahead. Like I'm actually
there's,
not checking it right now.
it seems like yeah, a lot of people are calling this pause unfair, which again we completely understand what you're coming from. Um, And but we're agreeing though with the hit, it was gonna happen regardless, even if the Wi-Fi was good or not.
Exactly.
It's just a matter of apparently the player here has been speaking in Spanish and saying that they've been lagging this entire time, and then recently just called for the pause. So we're trying to figure this out. Trying to we're trying to stall. We're trying to entertain
Exactly.
everybody.
We're just trying to stall out for time. I'm trying to share with you guys like what I usually see in professional tournaments. They usually have like 1 hour pause just to rewind stuff, like actually checking will this player get hit or not. Let's test things out. But we cannot do that. We just we
Yeah.
see it happen. We cannot try and rewind or anything like that.
I wish there was
Mhm.
a what's it called? I wish there was a feature in game to be able to do that, especially now that NetEase knows that how much
Mhm.
the NAEU community is doing their own tournaments. Um, so,
Yeah.
but maybe in the future, someone put that into like their questionnaire thing every monthly that they send out, and if people keep asking about skins for other characters that already have
Yes.
a bajillion skins.
Exactly. Instead of like the blow kiss emote that's constantly like in the spyglasses shop. Like we'll keep
Yeah.
asking for it. It always returns every year for like Valentine's Day. And people still ask for it. Like you know it's gonna return. It always returns. And they still ask for it. It's really, really funny to me.
That is honestly. Can we get like new questions? Can we get more talk? Can we talk about you know? I don't know. Actually, I don't actually know. What would
Really
people want to
quickly,
ask
yeah.
the official questionnaire like in turn NetEase?
So
Be
for
like, yeah,
costumes, yeah, I think like for costume scenes, like for example the pro not pro commentary, like how do I put this? Not pro commentary. Oh the tournaments are fine for the Netisa official ones. I'm not sure that the costumes like for tournaments and such, like tournament mode, the competition mode in the game. Maybe like ask for stuff for it, like new features. I don't know.
exactly. New features, new maps actually, maps that don't actually suck. I mean, not saying that Darkwood sucks. They
Mm-hmm.
optimized the hell out of that, but um, like Golden Cave came out. That was a newer map at the time. Kreeberg's Race Course. I haven't played that in like a year. I haven't played in like haven't played in
Yes.
that map in forever. Like, what is the optimizations for there? Oh, actually, didn't it just get optimized?
It just got optimized, but it got how do I put this? The blank areas in the map got some more palettes and windows around them, but it's not that crazy. And also they're so far away from the other areas. You just need an item or an eject speed boost to get to the all the kiting spots. You probably get hit within transitioning if you're in a corner of the map. If you actually spawn there, because there's no spawn locations yet. There's no spawn
Mm.
locations. You might have a really bad spawn and just get caught up in the open. And we have a certain window and a palette to work with, and you cannot guide any hunter. And the hunter has to do with the horse, who has been unadjusted. You could now run over the survivor's horse with your own horse and force him out. That's something funny I've seen a lot and have done that before. I guess that's a way to counter the horse right now. Like I guess NetEase saw like okay the horse is way too annoying for hunters. Let's add this, which makes sense to me. But also it's still a rather weird map to have in rank or just in tournaments overall.
Yeah, I've seen how broken that horse can be, especially when against the hunter. Um, that's a pretty survivor-sided map, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yes.
yeah, I hate when I play the quick matches that I did win that map, it was really freaking it just sucked. It just sucked to play as a hunter. Um, I have to see the new optimizations on it then. I am very unaware.
Okay, so we're gonna restart things. Like they're already getting back in the lobby. We understood. Okay, the player was lagging since the beginning. There were some miscommunications within the WeChat mod and the player because I mean it's language barriers. I mean it's understandable. There's language barriers if the one of players speaking a certain language with your team, and if the WeChat mod is not able to catch that up on time, it just happens. And we were not able to pause before the player. I mean the player actually lagged out completely. We just saw the player lagging out like up to the very end. Before the hits, the player
Hmm.
was still walking fine in our screens, but apparently they were lagging since the beginning and just didn't communicate as properly.
Hmm. So we would,
Mhm.
yeah, as you said, we're gonna see that restart. We're just waiting for everybody to get back into this custom. Um,
Mhm.
it was a really early intermission, so hopefully people wanted to take this opportunity while we figured out if we were gonna restart and what we were gonna do with this information and the official decision. People got snacks, people got drinks,
Yes.
stay hydrated, or get into those rank matches. I see Arrowing out here going into rank, honestly, priorities. I completely get it. Ken Mags. Sorry. Actually, I don't even want to. If I get shot because I pronounced that wrong, I apologize.
Don't worry, don't worry. Just giving shout out to people that are actually ranking right now. Good luck, people with rank. I know it's rank times right now for Elicorn. They started up for Elicorn and Champion. They're already open before for Griffin ranks and lower. So
Mhm.
very much. If you're watching the matchup at the same time as you're ranking, good luck, and I hope you're having a good rank session. And thank you so much for supporting these two teams. I'm pretty sure they're happy to have you here.
Indeed, indeed. Thank you for your support, guys, and hanging out with us while you're ranking, if
Mhm.
you are. Good luck again with those matches, and honestly, we'll get started here once again. I wonder if they're gonna make us do the picks and bans again. Darn.
Yep. Let's just. I mean, do you want? There's no blocks. There's no banning. There's no banning. Do you
Okay,
want
there's
just
no ban. It's just selected here.
yeah, just we're just gonna see the same characters being selected. I believe it was Aeroplanist. They didn't have a rescuer. That's the main thing I remember. It was like Aeroplanist, a patient, fire investigator, and what was the other
The
character?
priestess.
Priestess. Okay, yeah.
Priestess, I believe priestess and the fire investigator
Yes,
had borrowed time and knee
yeah,
jerk.
they all have. Yeah. Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes.
knee jerk
You are
and the
correct.
other two had tied. So we will be seeing these characters again with the same build. So there's no change, and then we will be
Mhm.
seeing this clerk in her prime and glory.
Exactly. And also there is no more restarts available for this team. Just they reserve their restart for the matchup, so they just have to go with anything and going forward. If this player does lag again, they have to make sure they reset their device and they have check with their Wi-Fi and whatsoever. So they're fine for the rest. I mean,
I mean, they'll get a break in between, but
yes,
again, they did use their unfortunately
the restart.
one per
Yes.
round restart. So or for 60-second restart or however
I
we
don't
want to
think.
label it.
Wait, they don't have like is it not like the pauses? I think they can have like a pause per round, and they can like only when restart per matchup. I'm not actually not sure how it works, but
I
I
don't
believe
think
it's
there was
only
actually
when
a
restart.
specific rule on that.
Oh,
I know it's only one
nice.
pause per round, so
Yeah, per round, yes. But the restarts, I think there's only one per matchup because having so many restarts, it feels so unfair for the team you're facing.
yeah, I will say that I will agree with you here. I
Mm.
probably that's probably the case, and they probably won't be restarting again, but nonetheless,
Yes.
spawns same as we already used saw. What's his name? Aeroplanist and Shag.
Yeah, everything's
Uh,
fine, I think. Yeah.
mhm. Alrighty, and then now we wait for the drastically long and comedically really long countdown before the matchup actually starts again.
I wonder if they will go for the same routings or if they will change them around, which is my main concern. Of course, I'm concerned about that. I think it will happen, but just inevitable when you're having a restart. Just kind of inevitable.
Well, now they kind of, if they were able to pay attention, they kind of know what they're expecting here.
Yes,
I believe that the plan probably will stay the same here, where the clerk will go after the fire investigator.
exactly.
Um, we'll see what happens, honestly.
Mm-hmm. I do feel like the routing from the 5 cigarettes I would change a little bit, of course, but just it's part of it. I mean, how the restart, you can just do that. Also think
Mm.
I'm so sorry again. Usually when I'm commentating, there's always some sort of setback. Generally, just all technical issues are coming with me. I am so sorry.
No, it's okay.
It's
It's
a
okay.
second
It's not
match of
your. It's not something
restart.
you. It's not your fault. It's not like you're causing them on purpose, unless. But no.
And I'm
But
not. I am not hacking
uh,
the game. I'm not in computer science again. I'm not in that sort of degree. I don't know anything about programming.
it's okay.
Okay,
It
same
just.
routing.
Mhm. Okay.
They
It seems
changed
like
the
this.
last one.
Mhm. Clerk will be going after this fire investigator. He's gonna go up this small boat. Is he gonna vault? He gets blocked by the vault, but unfortunately, it doesn't really do much for the clerk here.
Exactly. I think she has to break this ball, otherwise she can get looped in the small boat area for the longest time ever. I mean, so for investigator, these balls are very strong. Trying to get to the other window again, the window block with her vaulting animation, which is pretty slow. The fire investigator is up again. This ball, she finally decides to break it.
Unfortunately, this allowed the fire investigator to make a lot of distance here and actually change a little bit of areas here. And seems like he's gonna go into the shack or just loop around this little, what would you want to call
I
this
think
little
she's trying
area?
to break the portal with that recording. That makes very sense. I think she was able to do that too. Using up the word to catch up with the survivors together, she'll be able to get the first hit over here. And no need to use a charge attack nor anything. He goes back to his ball, waiting for the cooldown. The cooldown's off, and he bowls himself to the shack area.
Basement is in fact here, so I think he's gonna have to transition out of here if he's gonna try to get um not get that basement here. Um
Hmm.
puts down this pallet in this little area and is still, transitioning away from the basement out into the rocky beach.
Let's see if he'll be going down. I mean, the clerk has have a pallet break animation over here. She opens up the pallet, decides to go after the fairies together in this area. I mean, trying to do some mind games, and he goes down.
That is quite a good kite from the fire investigator. These ciphers are about, well, we almost got 3 ciphers popped. There's one at 87. They started a new one at 24. They're just basically missing one more cipher to start, and their ciphers are pretty healthy. This aeroplanist, sorry, I was trying to figure out who that was for a second there. Out here going for the rescue, trying to avoid that. Wow.
Nice hover! Amazing hover. He saw the accessory from the new crossover, the Time Raiders crossover. Trying to get a hit on this fire investigator after the rescue. It was a free one, no injuries. It's pretty bad for the clerk. She definitely wants some injuries across the board to force him to heal up or just have them later on if she does manage to down this fire investigator on time. And decides to body block. The priest decides to body block for his fire investigator, coming here through a portal, kind of just jump scaring me. I was not expecting her to come through.
Yeah, no, I thought, well, that was a really nice body block. It seems like she wanted to get him through the portal because there's a long portal made. But unfortunately, he has transitioned away from it and is now down
Yeah,
for
there
the
was a wrong
count.
portal. The clerk broke with the attack recording earlier, or no, it's still there. Never mind. No, that's a regular portal, right?
That yeah,
That doesn't look like a long portal. It is just a pretty short portal to me.
yeah, that's a pretty short long portal. That's just gonna help the hunter overall.
I just like I looked at it. I didn't think it was a long portal. Then we were like talking. Okay, there's a long portal. I was like, where's a long portal? It's a short portal.
But very short portal, no long portal. That was a nice hook from the patient to get that rescue off. She does hit him off. Unfortunately, it doesn't help much because now the fire investigator got hit with the tide on. She is gonna try to go for this double down potentially.
The patient's keeping an eye, and he decides to get to let go of the cipher, not being ready with it. Very smart from the survivors. They're probably gonna reset with the priestess or something like that, or just push the cipher. That's also a decision. The card does have trump card available, but she decides to switch to teleport. A trade's already up. Gonna go chair this time to get it away from all these chairs. Very smart from the survivor, just to delay the chair time.
The ciphers are currently about average of 40%, a little bit less even. Dungeon is spawned, but everybody is at a whole different cipher. That way the
Yes,
clerk can't, I mean, you clerk can't delay the decoding if everybody's on the same, different cipher. Apologies, not the same cipher.
exactly. Just they're countering a cipher pressure hunter at their best. I mean, just opening 3 different ciphers is what you want to do against a map pressure hunter overall. And they already have a long portal. I think it's a new one with no, this is actually a small portal. No, never mind. Just a
It's a
support
regular
portal
portal.
overall. Yeah, it's a support portal. Okay. This new feature that all the portals glow now, it kind of just messes up with my brain.
No, honestly, yeah, I'm like tweaking out and trying to figure it out. Oh, that's really kind of unfortunate though. Both the priestess and the patient are in the same location, and it allows for the Oh,
The Charitax knocks down this patient who's not able to get the spell on time. He doesn't have any items, which puts him in a good. I mean, puts the clerk in a good tricky position. I mean, there's no items. There's nothing to for him to kite with at the end of the game.
quite unfortunate. She's probably gonna try to get that yep, that recording on the aeroplanist as we see here. Priestess is gonna throw the portal, trying to get that rescue off as best as she can. Probably gonna delay a little bit so the airplane doesn't have that recording on him and block the cipher. And they do make it. Uh, they're gonna pop the cipher here. They do.
Ooh,
That was a really
nice.
nice
Preventing the
hook.
clerk from stopping it from getting popped. She's going out for the braces, which is pretty surprising to me. I mean, the patient didn't have any more items, although she has the benefit of nobody being on the gate yet.
Yeah, she's gonna go through this portal, which is gonna delay the inevitable hit here. Everybody's making their way back to the cornfield gate. The aeroplane has just got to that gate, so
No,
they're just gonna
doesn't
work
have
on
any
that.
more though. And she gets tear shock on this window, which sends her down. Trying to pressure the gate a little bit, I mean, Claire can do that. Teleport's available. She can just cheer her in the basement. She really chooses to make it sure she cannot rescue her. Although she decides to place her in middle field for it to be a faster cheer. I understand that. You want to just pressure the gate even with a more precision, from a better location with less progress too.
Kind of an awkward position. Not too terrible for the clerk, and but not like 100% either for the survivors. I mean, she's got that recording on that cornfield gate, but the patient is also up and going, so it seems like he's gonna do a backdoor rescue in the case that clerk does actually go off the priestess's chair all the way.
Okay, so trying to pressure the gate. You're not able to decode the gate yet, so 44%. The priest already going to be at the second half of her chair. Pretty dangerous position for these survivors. Teleports available. If they're not able to decode the gate on time, I think the patient should have been there to help out their planets. He now has crows, and he spotted up its clerk. Clerk can't game at its best potential. It's pretty scary.
It really is. Honestly, it's really tough now. Oh, and it seems like the clerk is gonna go teleport to the aeroplanist. Will this patient be able to get this rescue? I mean, he unfortunately only has a syringe from the chest.
He does not
Oh,
get
he
the
does
on
not.
time, unfortunately. The clerk calculated time that the patient needed to get to the chair, and of course, this first shift for the plan is here 60 seconds. And never mind, she decides to just slug him out. It's understandable. The gate's only 50%. Although you cannot know as a hunter how much the percentage for the gate is, you can kind of just bet, make a guess that he's not that far along.
Yeah, unfortunately, we can see that information. But nonetheless, it seems like this patient is gonna.
Now,
I'm
mind going
not
back for
actually
the.
kind of sure what the game plan is here because, like, if patient goes to the gate, he's gonna be found out immediately. I mean, there's only 50 seconds until not tied, but teleport is done. The dungeon is unfortunately also in that area, so it's just gonna it is a pretty big map. It's kind of gonna be annoying for Clerk to be able to down both survivors. I mean, the other one is at 50%, but
Mhm.
what what do we think here?
I definitely think carrying the surplus is kind of dangerous because there's no detention. If she's not able to down the patient within 60 seconds, although he doesn't have really an item, I mean, he does have an item right now. He does have perfume because he was opening chests as we were speaking, and he's not trying to open the gate.
It is quite unfortunate this airplane has picked themselves up and with the hunter nearby because now he's completely bled out and the clerk can now kind of estimate a location on the patient. I mean, it's not pretty hard to like predict where
Surprise.
it's a 50-50 chance here you could have like guessed where the what direction the patient would have gone to. Um
I'm rather surprised the airplane decided to pick himself up. I mean, it does speed up the bleeding time if you do pick yourself up and go down one time. Maybe that's their game plan over here. The patient does have full health and has a perfume, so we can definitely cut this out for the dungeon. This is not that far away. The girl just finds his trails right now, trying to see if she can catch up to him.
it might be possible here. I mean, she's pretty I mean, she's not really slow, but she's not that fast, but she can block that window, which I
Is
mean,
a
if he really
perfume
wants to
though.
risk it.
Oh my god, I thought it
Ooh,
was gonna be Tear Shock. I was
I
so.
also thought
Oh my god. He was so lucky with that. Oh my god, this is
that was
like one of those moments you just saw. He got away with that. He just got away with that. He
that
got away
is
with that
what they
bolt.
call that is what they call the stream luck because there's no way that would have like
Exactly.
been okay if I did that.
Exactly. I would have gotten Tear Shock immediately. And he goes down here. The guy was so good with all these canceling the vaults from the survivors, with always with her vaulting animation recordings. Amazing Forky from this clerk. The end game was so perfectly done. I would say, I mean, I thought she would chase a patient with because he didn't have any more items at the end game. The priestess was not able to cut enough for them to open the gate because of the clerk just pressuring it. And now so for the patient to get there to help their replenish, they had to just have someone in middle. And when you have someone in middle, you cannot have two people decode the gate against clerk. Gonna need that.
Indeed, it just seems like they were wanting to get a backdoor rescue potentially, and
Yes.
and eventually have that clerk teleport. But it just she was patient enough to wait until the cipher,
Mhm.
not the cipher, the chair for the priestess was a little over halfway done, so she can, confidently leave and
Exactly.
harass the aeroplanist.
It was enough too. I mean, the tension was not running out as soon as the clerk teleported too. She just had to wait for the chair to be almost out. I mean, the priest to be sent back to Manor pretty much, and then go after the aeroplanist. And the patient was not anywhere nearby. You just had to get an item from chest and try to get the dungeon. Unfortunately, that was not possible. Because I do think they bet the aeroplanist would be. I mean, bleeding out on time for the patient to get there, and they tried to speed it up too by having the aeroplanist sent up and get hit, which is actually a good strategy to have the survivor just bleed out faster. Although it was not the case, it was not fast enough for the patient to get it.
No, unfortunately, I believe we talked about this yesterday. Usually, with that, well, actually, I don't remember if they Hunter had that ability with the
Mm-hmm.
bleeding out. When the survivors have when there's two survivors, then you bleed out 25% faster or a little bit more when you get hit again. Um, so usually you want to have like less than a quarter of health left, so you can like instantly bleed out and get that dungeon
Mm-hmm.
right away. But maybe they just accidentally picked themselves up in that moment. It was kind of just a rough call here.
I don't
Um,
think so. I think it was definitely just the strategy just to go down again and speed up that bleed time. Maybe. I do think that was
Maybe.
like the thing because they do have a meta player as their hunter, so they're probably used to slugging gameplay. They're pretty much used to slugging gameplay, and they probably know this stuff better than us.
Yeah, that'll be.
It
I'll
does
have to agree with
work.
you that.
Yeah, it was like it does work, it doesn't work. Is that how you go for? I mean, if you just stand up near the hunter and just to speed it up, you just have to do that. Like you do have just stand near the hunter and have yourself be sent back down again. I'm not quite sure.
I wouldn't be able to give you a straight answer for that one either. But nonetheless, this is round one, second half. The C3
Hmm.
Hunter versus the Dreamlands Survivor. Um,
Yes.
Going out strong
Now
with
we're
those
heading up
Priestess and Doctor
to
builds.
Okay, so now we're heading off to the second half of this round. Betting the priest and the doctor. Okay, so priest is just a long portal support. We saw earlier Clerk who was able to break it with her attack recording. But not every single hunter can do that, so the long portals can be pretty annoying. Doctor is a very strong survivor. We have talked about her so many times already in this tournament. Picking Wildling and Meteorologist. They're not really meta counters. I'm surprised they're going for this.
Are you? Do you think that they're even thinking about a Mad here?
Think so. They're probably just either they are betting that this map is not the best Mada's map ever, and Hunter doesn't want to play him here, or they're just really confident they can beat with this team comp.
I guess we'll have to wait and see. We do see an Embalmer and an Explorer band. No little guy hiding around, and then just Embalmer on this map in general. I mean, he can just plop the
Mhm.
coffin down one location and he can just run away to the other side of the map. I mean, this is a pretty large map.
Exactly.
And just I
You
mean,
kind of are
just a lot of
forced, how
distance
do
to
you put
cover.
this? Yes, you kind of like forced to bring warp as a trait, as your active trait for you to be able to deal with an embalmer. And if you don't want to bring that, you want to bring, for example, blink to get downs faster. You probably just don't want to get the embalmer in the way. And also, he's a tight character, and since you need a 4K as a hunter right now, since the previous team's hunter got the 4K, you definitely don't want embalmer to be on your way to prevent you from getting this 4K. Okay, so they picked Garner and Enchantress for the year two picks. Enchantress is actually a very well-known Mada's counter. She's pretty annoying when you're on a console and you can just farm up stuns from staring at you for a little bit. And you definitely want to get her, I mean, you would definitely want to get her in your team to face this Mada's, as possible Mada's.
Also, I would like to correct myself because I did not realize I had the stuff mixed up. It is the Dreamland Hunter against the C3 survivors, not the other way around. We just
Exactly.
had the Hunter for C3 play and then the survivors.
I do say welding. The only thing about welding against Meta is you cannot really jump above the walls. I mean, your boar is not jumping above the walls. You also get walled off, but you have a recharging item. Like I mean, the boar will just come back after to you like after a few seconds. It's a pretty long cooldown actually, not as short as that, but it can still be pretty good against Mad Eyes, I think, because of all the slugging whatsoever. He has like a very good survivability. And has like speed boost too. If you're on your board, it's harder to aim the walls towards you. That's like the major thing about Welling. It's still rough though.
I'm still unfamiliar with Mad Eye's gameplay. All I know is like I hate having him in my ranked matches, if I'm being honest. But it does seem like we're gonna have this Mad Eyes be played. Love the build name. Honestly, that's been kind of real.
3 hours of sleep, yes, that's absolutely real. I mean, last night I did not have a very good sleep either, so I kind of relate to the hunter's build.
Well, make sure you get lots of rest after this matchup.
Yes, indeed. Okay, so we should be starting things off very soon, waiting for the hunter to select their traits. And I do think these artists have to be very careful where they want to decode at. So against metas, you just really just have to plan out where you want to decode first and where you want to decode last. So you don't get as pressured as that and you have a good cipher rush going on.
Indeed. We're also going to see two Sui builds. Two on the Enchantress and the Gardener. Both of them are going to have
Hmm.
Flywheel and Knee Jerk. The Wildling will obviously have Tide and Borrow Time, and last but not least, that Meteorologist will have that Knee Jerk and Borrow Time. Honestly, what is honestly better for the survivors to carry in against a Mad Eyes? I mean, I figured it'd probably be Flywheel, but
Mm-hmm. The thing comes out definitely not the worst. I've seen I mean, usually when you have an enchantress and I mean a wildling, I remember why wildling actually is actually a good matchup against Mad Eyes because you can push him off the console. I remember wildling can push off the hunter from the consoles. I just like have this enlightenment in my head suddenly, and I remember he can actually do that.
oh my god. Well, then that'll be annoying, but I guess we'll have to wait and
Yes.
see how this ends up going and how the support from the Wildling will end up playing out as. I love seeing Wildling gameplay. Honestly, it'll just be fun overall.
Yes, I mean Wilding is a very goofy character. I usually call him a very goofy character. That boar is definitely how do I put this? It's a really funny ability, like having a boar, just jumping on a boar, being faster than the hunter, and being able to roam around for so long.
Um, Apologies, I was looking at the pings that people were pinging at.
How?
Unfortunately, um,
Okay.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
Let's head off to the second half of round one. Don't worry. Let's just focus on the match right now. Like we're starting off things with the second half of round one. This hunter needs a 4K because the previous hunter from team Calcal Colony actually got a 4K as well. He was a clerk, a very good clerk that got a 4K. So we'll see if the Smaddies can pick it up or if the survivors can get the one escape that they need.
Look at that control and how quick he's moving between all these like cipher machines and looking for these survivors. I mean, that was insane. It was like change. Okay, like wow.
Visually, it's a very fast Mad Eyes control. Look at all these consoles getting already patrolled on with this Mad Eyes. Trying to decode in Shack area already, I believe. That's is she stuck in there? She can't possibly be stuck in there.
No,
The
I
Mad
think
Eyes
he's just
actually.
trying to avoid getting hit here. The cipher is completely blocked on by the Gardener cipher, but it does seem like this Mad Eyes is trying to completely lock these ciphers and avoid any work on any of them. There's Enchantress
Ooh.
on his cipher, the Gardener's on a cipher actually right now. Wildling is just kind of walking between back and forth also because of ciphers being blocked. And yeah, honestly, all the survivors are near ciphers. It's just that they're blocked and they cannot work on them. So cipher progress is a little bit slow, but here we'll start seeing a little bit of a chase going against this gardener, and here in the cornfield.
Yeah, block it off the side, block it off the pallet from her too. She's forced to transition to a different area. The ball's already been popped, so she has to be very careful of this blink too, is already available. The hunter does have Insolus with confined space. The no tension meta is a very classic one. She used a foul over here to get this new pallet. Is there actually a buff in this area right now? I kind of just actually never used this pallet and never seen this pallet before. It's a very interesting to see it into play. The first it comes through, no blink used. The blink should be able to get the down.
We're gonna see him some control the console and actually try to like get the gardener stuck in a little bit of a corner here to just to like slow her down, but it seems like it was not able to do that. She is gonna pop the bubble here. Um, we still have Blink in place that he could use if he really wanted to. Um, but overall, she
First, yeah.
he
Mm-hmm.
did she was able to make a lot of distance between them, which I mean, whether it can and can't not like help him.
You see the sign to
There was
switch
something.
starters right now? I mean, the servers are kind of climbing a lot. He's not really doing any prep pressure right now because he's just focusing on the Garner chase. He unfortunately was not really able to lock her up in any area. Usually we see not Cypher, Ares getting locked by a Mad Eyes before he goes to chase this character. Unfortunately, was not the case so far, and he has to just try and get a better target.
Indeed, and it seems like he's gonna probably go after this meteorologist. I mean, she's kind of locked into this area, but she's just kind of standing there, probably just currently just blocking off these ciphers and avoid any more cipher progress. But there are 4 ciphers started, 2 at 50, one that just popped, and one at 73, and climbing currently. So it's just kind of a tough position and a little bit of pressure on this Mad Eyes.
Hmm. Try to use some wind to get away from this Mad Eye's already up on her tracks. Let's see. I mean, getting the first hit with the blink, that's makes very sense. I mean, Straight has been up for a very long time, has not been used. You can just try to injure these survivors. She does have a wind available right now. She did prepare a wind to try and get this Mad Eyes away from her, although he's switching targets.
Seems
That's
like he's
very
just trying to get an
surprising.
injury on everybody and just delay as much progress as possible. This Gardner is the Gardner is down. She had a chip hit earlier, but now she's just down for the count. And honestly, her Cypher is also
Very
pretty much
surprised.
primed here.
I haven't seen the Sorto gameplay in a little bit. I mean, probably gonna slug the McGurner out for forever. I mean, don't think she's gonna stand up anytime soon. And anytime this game at all. I mean, Melee's gameplay usually see Sarah getting slugged out in a corner, by all those walls. At the very end, she doesn't even have board time. So even if they pop these ciphers, she will not be able to stand up.
Indeed, and also he seems to have blocked her into this little area as well, so no one can reach
Exactly.
her. She's just guaranteed to stay there no matter what.
Exactly. That should be the one elimination guaranteed, I would say.
Indeed.
It's so hard whenever you get caught by a Mad Eyes within his walls too. He's probably just gonna sit over there. Is he gonna pick her up? I'll be surprised if he's gonna actually pick her up.
That'll probably end up being the situation here. I mean, that's a little bit of harassment around, maybe, maybe not, just to delay those ciphers. But there is, again, they have all the ciphers basically started and actually almost done. The last cipher being at 55%. He'll pick up this Gardner. It's gonna be a tight position for endgame here, actually, just because everybody pretty. I mean, there's most people are injured, but everybody has ciphers basically done here.
I think he's gonna drag her to a better corner right now, or just to a chair. Never mind, he's just gonna drag her to her chair. I'm very surprised I usually see Mad Eyes play just slugging a survivor on the floor, and then going after someone else. The Metroid already has a cloud, actually, a rainfall cloud, prepared to heal herself up. So I do think she'll be using that very soon when the Mad Eyes distract with someone rescuing. Oh, trying to stop this wilding from getting the rescue, putting up all these walls. He's gonna stop. There's so much energy in this console. I do not think it's possible for him to approach a chair with safety.
No, indeed.
It's gonna be after health already.
Unfortunately, that's the only thing that they can do. This Mad Eyes just doesn't want that cipher done. Unfortunately, that cipher is going to be done, and obviously we still have that Gardner's cipher that she did not get to pop. Very awkward positioning here. Oh,
Oh,
they
let's
popped
set
it.
up the cipher. Actually, they might be able to tie these things out. If they do get the water gate worked on, as well and distracts his Mad Eyes, it might be very possible.
Per
He
chance, he
doesn't
does
have
have
trump
tipping
cards.
point.
Yes, tipping point, yes, but he doesn't have the trump card, and they decide to rescue this Gardner while he's not watching. And she unfortunately goes down.
Hit the bubble just in time, but she unfortunately vaulted that wall, which gets her down.
I'm very surprised actually that they got the rescue off. I did not see the meteorologist going for the back door. I thought it was only the welding distracting him. I mean, he did distract the Mad Eyes from the back door rescue, and that also distracted me from looking at the meteorologist's location.
Honestly, me too. I did not see here. That was a really good backdoor rescue from the meteorologist.
Yes.
Um,
Tries to get
ooh,
her down. She, of course, she goes down with the walls. The gate's already getting opened. You have to be very careful. They have two gates actually getting open. I think the other one's gonna get guaranteed open with intruders to be able to get out. As the one escape they needed, let's see if they can get more.
he's gonna try to get this wilding down too as well. And does he get it? Does he get it? Well, I don't know. He gets on board. The meteorologist is about over 50%
Building already on
healed.
board. He can just he jumps up the wall actually. He actually jumped up the wall and gave up on the board's health. He's actually getting locked up by all these walls, and he should be able to go down very, very soon. Although there's no more energy. Will this console get him down? Yeah, this actually has an overloaded console, so it might be the case. Oh, Michelle
He's
goes down.
oh,
No self heal. Wilding goes down too.
what a clutch
And
from
that is
the hunter now. We'll see if he actually manages to chair them because actually this meteorologist is pretty close to the site. Not the site for the gate. But he is kind of blocked in a little bit, so who
Yes.
knows if she'll even crawl up before the hunter makes it to her.
I definitely think it's gonna be a 3K on the Hunter side, but it's good for the survivors. They can go into the round win. It should be a round win for Team Calcal Colony. Really well done. I would say the kite from the garden was amazing. Also, just not letting the Mad Eye's pressure come through. Only at the end game did they try to double rescue actually, which was might have been the reason why they weren't really able to get the tie over here because they tried to double rescue. They didn't have a survivor. They only had one survivor at the gate, but it's understandable. They were not confident enough to get anything else. They just decided for the one escape, which is what they needed to get the round win. Sometimes just push for the results you need, not really what you can do. Just go for what you need. Go for what it's possible with the current situation. If you're scared that you will not be able to get the one escape, just go for that. Just push for that certain result. Don't risk anything.
I'll have to agree with you there. Honestly, better safe than sorry, and don't be greedy. I mean, greed is a deadly sin, so it'll
Exactly.
come and haunt you later. So, if we learn from anything, sometimes being greedy is not a good plan, and it seems like they decided to
Just
just
wait
go
for
with
the
what
one
they
out.
needed. Mhm.
Exactly.
However,
Just wait for the one out. Just guarantee the result. Let's see. Will he be able to find his wallet before he gets to dungeon? He's crawling towards it. Does it matter? No.
doesn't matter. No is a real question. I think he does. There's no way
He
he
does.
doesn't.
Okay. Yeah, he does. He now saw him and decides to surrender as soon as the wildling actually spots him out.
Very good clutch from that Mad Eyes. Honestly, they where did we when did the game turn around? Honestly, I'm like so surprised. I was like,
Mhm.
whoa. It looked like they was gonna go for a guaranteed tie here, but maybe those
Yes.
walls. It was those walls just blocking every entryway
Yes.
for the survivors to not go to the gates and just delaying the gates as much as possible since he wasn't able to do much with the harassment on the ciphers.
I believe the wilding being distracting the gardener should be the guaranteed tie. I mean, they had to do that if they want to pop over there. They didn't want to risk anything. But afterwards, if they sent out the meteorologist to rescue, to get the back to rescue, they only had one survivor in the gates. They were not able to get anyone else out. It makes sense if you get the back door with one of the characters when the mother is trying to pressure you with all those walls and with all the that energy actually around the map too. I saw those calls with so much energy, and I was like, they're not getting anyone else out right. There's so much energy on these consoles.
Indeed, honestly, and it just helps him out.
Yeah.
Uh, while we score is up to 3-6 in favor of
Yes.
Kaka Colony. So that obviously,
Exactly.
as you already mentioned before, they won the round. So I guess we'll just
Mm-hmm.
what do we think we'll anticipate now? We got the Mad Eyes out of the way. We got a really good Merc Clerk gameplay. Honestly, both played really well. Um, do we think we'll see
Merc.
any meta in round two? Is a real question.
Um, it depends whether if one of these hunters just play it. If they don't, I will not be very surprised because in every NA tournament, there's teams that don't really expect like they're not specialized on the meta. It's good to have some difference within everyone. If you only see that, if you only watch the meta every other match, you might end up getting a little bit bored, a little bit tired of always having the same hunters, always the same hunters over and over again. Always a Queenie, always a QS, always a Goatman. Sometimes having a different thing, having a different specialist hunter coming through, can put some spice into it.
Indeed. I was gonna say something.
You can take your time to decide what you want to say. But again, I can only praise it. Clark praised in the 4K. Both of these hunters were just so strong in the end game. Both of them had a 3%. I mean, not really 3%. The survivors and Team Coco Colony actually had the 4% end game. Although it could just be seen as a for a 3% because Gardner was definitely. I don't think she was getting up from that chair no matter what. I don't think she was gonna escape from this Mad Eyes. I mean, all those walls around the chair. Also, just her being so camped by this Mad Eyes too the whole game. I don't think she was able to do much in Escape.
No, unfortunately not. Um, why is it when every time I want to say something, I just completely forget? Oh my God, it's a Sunday. We're gonna have a
Yes,
fun
I get
time.
you.
I
I
mean,
get you. I get
you're feeling it. I'm feeling it. Oh my gosh. Okay. Um, we will see some subs happening. The Hunter for Basic or Hunter for C3 will be switching out with Cootie Seal. Um, Dreamland seems like they're also gonna have a substitute in. So we will no longer see Nico. We're gonna see somebody else that we will update in just a moment. Um,
Let's see what it would be switching around. If it's a Survivor City Hunter. For Team Coco Colony was a Hunter that was subbed out for a different player. Makes sense. They want to have a different roster, a different poll, Hunter poll. They already had a Specialist Hunter with a Clerk coming out in round one. Now they want someone else with either a Vaster poll or just with characters that are a surprise for the team they're facing. They might not really know
indeed,
their roster and they might just get surprised by it.
indeed. Um,
Mhm.
Also just to quick speak to those that speak Spanish. Bienvenidos a todos que están en el directo hoy. Gracias por estar con nosotros y acompañarnos en esta partida. Um, no puedo responder esa pregunta porque no sé quién es. Creo que es el de Madice, pero no soy. No tengo. No puedo confirmar o decir que no es el mismo. Pero gracias por acompañarnos aquí. Ojalá que estén divirtiéndose y bueno, disfrutando del directo y si tienen otras preguntas o algo que tienen que hablar, aquí estaremos, aquí veremos sus comentarios y ya.
Yeah, I actually understood everything you said because I do know Spanish. I cannot speak it though because I'm very awkward with it. I also don't have the right grammar, but I understood everything you said. So feel free just to speak in Spanish and reply to them in Spanish. I understand everything. I would just reply in English. If anything, I can just reply in
No, it's
English.
okay. It's okay. I was just
I
like,
can
I
reply
felt
in
bad.
English.
And I get
Don't worry,
excited
don't
when I
worry.
see people that speak in Spanish, and I'm like, oh my God, I get to actually use my Spanish. I'm slowly losing it because I don't use it enough. So, even though it's my first language, what?
Yes. Oh,
Um,
what? You're losing your first language? That's
I'm
crazy.
losing my first language.
That's crazy.
Oh,
Oh my
too
god.
much English.
I would say the opposite. Like whenever I'm speaking too much of my native language, I start just missing my English. Like my English starts getting worse, which was kind of the case for today. Like I was just speaking my native like the whole day. I return online like at night, and I just like my English becomes stuck, and I do not know what to say.
Oh my gosh. No, actually, you know what? Now that you say that, I'm like thinking about it, and I think both my English and my Spanish is actually pretty bad. So I don't even double losses
Oh,
for me on both ends. So
that's so funny. I'm crying. Anyways,
um, we will see the survivor Joseph being substituted for another person, Luke, lurker, lurker.
hmm.
I'm gonna call you Lurker. I'm so sorry, I can't pronounce that. And then Nico, the budgie, will not see his Mad Eyes anymore, but not that we can, and we'll have him substituted for Chinox, who it will
Which is
be their
actually
hunter.
yeah. The chat was asking about that player, so that definitely it's Nico Buddy's team. It is
Indeed. So
indeed.
yep,
Yep. And also the chat is also being very, very happy you greeted them in Spanish. They're so happy about it.
we have a love for everybody in this community, so we'll make sure that we can share that as much as we can. Um, there's a lot of support for Chinox.
Imagine people isn't Chinox I think a streamer? I kinda feel like I've seen this name before. It does feel like a streamer
Same.
to me. So
I wouldn't be
maybe
surprised.
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either. Maybe the streamers' fans are here to support their favorite streamer. That makes sense, and I am all for that. I am all for the support.
Hey, the more we this is what we're here for. We're here to support our favorite curators. I'm pretty sure most people that are in tourney are not most, but a lot of them are definitely content creators. I know Nico was on. I know Tino seems to be like one. Um, there's some members of GSL. I know some of them are were content creators or are. There's a couple people here. I know Aki Fungo was here as well. And I know they were a content
Mhm.
creator. So obviously one of our own staff members is a content creator, and not to mention, last but not least, and our very own host being Tide, who's hosting this entire tournament, trying to get up there in the schemes. Um, but honestly, let's get straight into it. I mean, we're just gonna recap real quick. Hunters that we will not see, no clerk, no for the hunter for C3. And then we will not be
Yes.
seeing an aeroplanist and patient, a priestess, and a fire investigator for the survivors of Dreamland.
So we're gonna have the map in was hospital, so we're going to Chinatown right now. We're starting off with the picks and bends for round two. Also, all the I believe the chat's saying that Chino's gonna play Galatea, maybe the new Galatea main. So maybe the second how we see the Galatea. I don't think Chandel's the best map for her, so that might not be possible. Let's see if the Hunter will actually go for that later on. Starting off with the picks and bends, we have a mechanic and seer bends from the hunter. Understandable. We already talked about mechanics so many times so far. Seer just kind of reminds me of a single hit hunter. Usually ship hunters don't bend the seer character. Betting Goatman for the hunter. Understandable is Chinatown. If you know this hunter has a good Goatman, you kind of want to bend him off.
Completely understandable, and a respect band right there. We will see that Gravekeeper well, we're gonna wait for some confirmation here, but we will see a Gravekeeper and a Meteorologist in hover mode right now. Uh, Gravekeeper, just overall, he's pretty good. We've talked about this before, and I'm sure everybody else has mentioned it. Pretty solid rescuer we have there. But
Oh, oh, the time ran out. Oop.
oh,
Are we restarting? We are definitely restarting this. I'm pretty sure. The time right now. I think they want to Gravekeeper and Meteorologist, but they were not able to pick them on time. So let's go and restart things off. Okay. What topics do you want to talk about as we're waiting for everything to get restarted?
honestly, what do we want to? What are some things out there that people want to talk about? Honestly, how are
Um,
you today? I know today is a Sunday. I hope everybody's having a good time. How are you doing? You know what?
yes. I am exhausted. I'm like trying to rest up for tomorrow, which I do have early things to do. Tomorrow is like Monday, and a lot of people started working. I do not work, but like I know a lot of people will go to work tomorrow, so good luck with that too. Rest up with your Sundays. Take time to rest up and just do whatever you want and whatever you enjoy.
Oh my God, me. I have to work tomorrow.
Yeah,
Also, for
it's
all
Monday.
everybody. Yeah, and for anybody also, it is almost August. I don't know how many people already started school or are going to start school, so good luck with those, and you're gonna get some good. We're gonna manifest some good grades as well. Hopefully everybody gets enough rest, as you already mentioned, and just stay, of course, mo up and foremost, and most importantly, I don't even know what I'm saying. Uh, Make sure to stay hydrated. It is very hot outside. It's kind of cooling down a little bit now, but. Uh, Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Drink some water. Get something inside of you that is water, just to make sure you
Exactly.
don't you're just not like burning up and
Dehydrate.
dying because of the heat. So,
Yeah, be careful with do not dehydrate. Also, if since it's summer, I do hope you guys have been enjoying those summer activities. I know some people go to the beach. If you have a beach like nearby your place too. I mean, have been to the beach like so far in the summer already one time. It was fun. It was with my friends. I know some people do not have the same privileges and they not do not live so close to one, which is pretty sad. But if you do have a choice to and you have like the chance to, definitely do enjoy some time at the beach. It's pretty fun.
oh my gosh, it reminds me that I was supposed to go to the beach sometime this summer, and then, you know what? August is right around the corner, and I still haven't gone out. Oh my God.
You should definitely.
There's always time. There's still time, even if there's not enough time. But there's always time. We
You
gotta make time.
should definitely make time for that. I agree. It's summer. You kind of have to enjoy it with summer activities. Like any other season, you would not be going there, so why not? Why not enjoy it a little bit? I'm not one of these people actually loves going to the beach. I just I do if it's with my friends. Like I do actually accept going there with my friends, and also I live so close to. I mean, I live like 20 minutes away from one of those. It's just really close by.
Oh, hold on, let me confirm. We did see the meteorologist and the gravekeeper, right?
Yes, it was Michaelis and Gravekeeper indeed. They have to pick those two characters, doesn't matter. Also, the first two bands were Mechanic and Seer, I believe, so it has to be guaranteed.
Hmm.
They
And it
cannot
was
pick
a
those two
Goatman band.
characters, and yes, the Goatman band too.
And you said
They just
mechanic and
cannot.
C.
Yes, it was Mechanic and Seer. They were the characters that were banned by the Hunter, and Goatman was the one character who was banned by the Survivors. So definitely just cannot pick those characters. It's guaranteed they cannot pick those characters. Let's just see if any other technical issues will be going on. It's very unfortunate we had already two technical issues in the set. I hope things ran smoothly throughout the rest of it.
Indeed. It did seem like there was a seems like yeah, okay. It does seem like we're gonna restart. Um I know there was a little bit of a question there earlier that if we were gonna restart or not because of the technical difficulties that the first team was having and what the actual rule on that is, but um
Yeah, this is a different restart if you're like already in the game or if you just in the Pix and Bans. Pix and Bans is different. It's also as a different team having those issues, I believe. Or was the same one?
yeah.
I'm actually don't
No, it was a
remember.
different one. It was a different one. I think it said that the was also having issues with the submitting the characters, but we did see those characters, so at least those will be confirmed and nothing will be changed because pretty much early on into the bans and picks here. Um
Exactly.
Man, we
So,
are anticipating a lot of characters here.
exactly. I mean, I do think the streamer students actually are pretty aware of what the player usually goes for, what they usually play in their streams, so they might have more knowledge than us.
Maybe, perhaps, or they're just manifesting. We will never know.
Yes, we never know. It's actually confirmation of the characters they play, or just manifesting a certain character they have played like one time or another, and they really want to see.
Indeed, thinking about how yesterday I was manifesting that wheel gameplay, and overall I did get that. So
Oh my god, the rainbow crow. That's nightmare. Is that the Pride Nightmare skin?
I'm pretty sure it's a nightmare
The Pride
here
Nightmare.
mentioned.
The Pride Nightmare skin. Someone just
Happy Pride
manifesting the
Month.
Pride Nightmare skin. It's like the one B tier. I don't remember which essence it was from. Like someone's manifesting that. It
Was it? I thought it was free. Actually, I don't remember. Either way, that was a
was
pretty
from some
peak.
essence,
I'm
yeah.
trying to think what essence was that from, but it was a pretty peak B tier. I'm not gonna lie. I like using that a lot.
Yes, it's a really funny one. I know where the logic path, but if the logic path did not exist, I would just go with the pride one.
Oh, yeah, no, the Logic Path one is pretty peak. I won't even lie to you.
Yes. Okay, so we're finally restarting the Pixin bands. We can just go ahead and focus on those. The first two bands are the same ones. The first two picks are the same ones we saw before too. Nothing can be changed.
Yep, we already went over them. Pretty solid picks. I mean, Meteorologist could be really annoying if she is able to hit those winds and I mean, she can hover and dodge any early attacks if she does it early enough. We will see that Lantern is being banned. No kitty cats around here. Um,
The
what is
skin,
the
the
saying?
Lipofan skin. Yes.
Yeah,
The Lipofan skin's like it was a free one, so basically everyone has it that was playing during the crossover. Um no support, no heavy support from the Lanternist or the Cyphers or 40 gates later on. You don't want to get them as open as fast as that. Picking time merchants understandable is Chinatown. The hotel area has a lot of great spots for you to get that glider, yeah, the glider through.
indeed. And we will see that Matador ban as well. We will not
No.
be seeing any Muleta gameplay. And just overall, as we mentioned before, he's just pretty annoying harasser and support
Yes.
overall. He can drag people if he does it in a timely manner. And then And essentially, I mean, not that it's super annoying, but it's the fact that you can even do like an Edgar stun type situation here. If you kite long enough, it's just can be
Yeah.
annoying if you do it immediately.
Picking lawyer for decoder pick, I mean, he has good rotation, can just spot out the hunter from anywhere, cannot get mind game, cannot it doesn't really risk any terror shocks either. He's a strong character of course, but it's rather surprising to see him already in round 2 when ultimate is available besides yeah, ultimate's actually available besides Goatman, since they did go for off-meta picks. Both of the sides from both of these teams actually went with off-meta picks in round 1, so everything else but Goatman's available.
That is true. Um, man, there's a lot of
I know.
speculation
Mhm.
here in the chat, but what do you think personally with this um with these survivors, what the hunter will decide to go?
From Team Coco Colony, actually do not know. They have not really been teasing the Coco Colony's Hunter a pick, which is pretty mysterious to me. I generally just do not know what they could go for in here. They can go anything. They do have two unusual character picks like Toy Merchant and Lawyer, so they can go with anything else they're more comfortable with in this map. It's a Hunter side map too. It's Chinatown, so everything's available really. Only the ones that are pretty slow. I mean, Galatea, for example, like it's a still Hunter. Oh, Breaking Wheel! Makes sense. Makes total
Makes
sense. It's
sense. Yep.
Chinatown. It's Chinatown.
Chinatown, you have those breakable windows that you can just zoom past. You can basically ballet around the hunter. It's just a 50-50 stance. If you're really
Mhm.
confident, you can just zoom up and down the stairs, even though they can be a little bit annoying and with those tight turns. But it's just a matter
Exactly.
of how confident wheels are when they control the character. So,
Exactly.
you want to go over the builds?
Okay, we're having board time knee jerk on the lawyer. We're having board time tied on both the time merchant and the gatekeeper. We're having tide turner and foul on the meteorologist. They're spawning the gatekeeper in middle, which is I mean, there's not really a reason for you to protect this rescuer since you're the best rescuer in the game against Wheel.
Indeed. Just a quick answer something. No, no, no hay problema que estén hablando español, no se preocupen.
Yeah, there's no problem really here, like speaking in Spanish. I understand it. I cannot speak it. I'm not gonna reply anything in Spanish. I'm very, very sorry. But I can understand what you guys are saying. I'm like
See, no, yeah. If it
I can be
wasn't
like
mostly an English community, we probably would have probably
yes,
had like, wait, you know what? I think this is an incentive to start a Spanish
Spanish
commentary
speaking
somewhere
tournaments. Yeah, like a Spanish
worldwide.
speaking tournament and such.
Yeah, but that's for another day. We do see the wheel spawn. Honestly, who do you think will be the first kite here? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off earlier.
Don't worry, don't worry. I do think Toy Merchant might be a hard chase. She can just get on the glider and get away from the wheel. But maybe the meteorologist, although there's a strong window near her, so either the Toy Merchant or meteorologist, really. One of the two.
They would be pretty strong picks, unless he wants to be greedy for that. Uh, well, it'd be a little bit of waste of time, but to go after the gravekeeper. But I mean, if he's super confident, he could go after that lawyer. But I feel like it'd be a waste of
Mhm.
time and probably just go after the two that are right next to him. I don't know. Some people are really interested. Really like to go for that extra challenge.
3D1, the newest tier for wheel. I mean, you could get it for free. Everyone just already got it. I'm pretty sure if you were playing during the Dreambound something, I do not remember the name of the event actually.
No, I don't remember the event, but the event was fun overall. We do see him
Yes.
trying to look for a victim here. Um, we'll see.
Trying to
Seems
find the
like he
survivor actually. Still trying to find the survivor. Going for the Gatekeeper is not going to be a choice unless he gets him of the first spike so early on. He's not really able to get on the shovel. He has to be very careful to not get cut off from the shovel in here. Although he gets it done now, okay. Is he
he
really just committing Gatekeeper? Although they will have issues rescuing later, Gatekeeper's still pretty sturdy. It's really hard to chase him. You will have to get through those two shovels and decides to just zoom away or just skip on his tracks. Let me see. Will it just zoom
Hunter
away or just focus on him?
Hunter
Never
does
mind.
have
Just the wheel
insolence
is
here.
mhm. Yeah, the winning was actually pretty strong, so he decided to switch. I understand, and I do agree. And Goalkeeper is not really the best chase target if you're playing Wheel. Already misses that, and then Michelle is able to get to the window, but there's a trap available, and she gets the first hit.
That is quite unfortunate, but that was a really nice cloud usage from that meteorologist and does not delay the fact that she just got hit. There seems like they're going to try to use this window area to just try to kite around it. It does wheels that are very what's the word? I can't think of the word, but they can be really tricky, especially because I mean, they just vault through if they don't use the sides of the the
Mhm.
character, which have really long hit range here. Ciphers
Yeah,
are
that was
80, 80.
like...
Oh my god.
Oh, I think two spikes on the Squeakeeper was not really on spiking. I think actually the spiking. I think she had the spike. Oh, he missed a blink, unfortunately, though. Missing the blink over here. This is huge for this hunter. I mean, not having it straight being used, kind of just becoming a useless blink. He does have a cooldown right now for the shovel. He should be going down this trap, but although the blink was used, he still got it down. But having it trade twice is definitely not what you want.
That was quite unfortunate, but it was really good for the survivors at this point. I mean, he has switched trait. He is now going to have peepers. Um, excuse me, two ciphers have been popped. Three ciphers have been started. Is that a catapult? Yeah, that's a catapult. Did not see her before
This
she
is
catapulted.
yes. That's
She
so
got
cute.
catapulted to the close the
Very cute.
distance, but yeah,
Let's
I
go
don't know if she.
presence though for this wheel. She might get stuffed over here. She does not have any other trait but with a tight turner to get her the rescue. This should be after half unless they get the rescue off with the lawyer on time. Let's see. It's
They
before half
just
actually.
did.
Just barely because of Gatekeeper's cheer time. Just barely. He gets on the show on time. He probably will switch targets as Toy Merchant was on the floor. Lawyer is in the vicinity trying to heal her up, but unfortunately he's not able to. Let's see if he gets a spike over here with a double spike. He does get the spike, which is good for later. He notices that the Greekkeeper got the shovel, trying to get back on him, just looking out the toy merchant. It's understandable. There's already, I mean, usually wheels that bring slugging builds, like, you heal up really, really slowly, so you can just afford to do this.
Indeed. We'll see that lawyer being removing his own spike here in the Lion's Pagoda and using that map to like keep an eye on where the hunter is. Dungeon did spawn there in that location. Now he has two spikes.
He almost gets stuck in that trap. The fast vaulting kind of saves him in over here. Blink's already been straight swapped. I mean, the snap also misses. He did straight swap to Peepers right now. Probably just for slugging gameplay. Wheel slugging gameplay is very, very usual. Trying to get some meteorologist down, but she does have a wand available for her to use.
I'm trying to think of what scenario we're gonna be at. He does try to throw a trap, he misses, and she fortunately dodges, but it does only delays a little bit before she goes down here. Um, Unfortunately, Gravekeeper has a cipher that's basically prime. We're just missing one more cipher, and we have two ciphers started that are about 40% on a little bit, or just a little bit under. Um,
I'm surprised he's going for a slugging gameplay so far into the game. I mean, they already have two ciphers open. I do say they have a lot of injuries through. He's probably trying to find this great keeper with already one chair on time. I think he was managed to find him. Yes, he will manage to find him. There is not really, I mean, there's a little bit of shovel left. He can try either to snap him. He decides to just get away from the wheel with the little bit of shovel he has with using the explosion with the new buff for Greek. Actually, not really new, just kind of old already. But he can. Let's see if he'll win the mind game over here. This is win the mind game. He goes down.
a cipher progress keeps climbing. It's at 70% right now. It does put him in a little tough position. I mean, the only character that can rescue is that lawyer who's already making his way over. At Toy Merchant is working on the cipher. It's at 90%. It's just that hopefully that the lawyer doesn't get cut off and hit, but it seems like the breaking wheel is just going straight for the cipher actually.
Cypher pressuring so far into the game is understandable because he does not have the tension. So remind, if the Cypher does get popped at 95%, he will not be able to get the survivors down as fast as that. He probably does have tipping point, which is a saving grace for him. Besides
Indeed.
to her out again, she does not have a self heal available. She will be not getting up unless they pop the Cypher.
That cipher is at 95, not quite primed, but is still up there. He's gonna find his lawyer and then actually try to get him. Nope, just to get him a spike and try to make sure nobody else comes to the cipher.
Trying to scout out the area, finds a meteorologist hiding behind his pallet. Going back to this meteorologist in the cipher, very smart, very sure to make very actually to make sure this that nobody can pop and nobody can pick her up. I mean, he does have insulin, so she should be able to be at 60%, I think, on the healing.
Yeah, and unfortunately,
And
they're
they
gonna
do
use
pop
this.
it.
Yep, they're gonna try to pop the cipher. Lawyer's going closer to the middle just to get that distance. Gravekeeper's currently working on the opposite gate at the red umbrella currently, and meteorologist is actually a little bit backwards, a little bit away, still nearby to be able to get there, but that gate is nearly done. It's at 72%, but they also have a second person working on the other gate. Oh my god.
He's doing amazing on spinning around, just getting some distance from this wheel, and also getting a nail pad through over here. Michelle has a syringe right now, so she should be able to get to full health. It does get to her. This game has to do a very good job. He's actually doing a very good job so far this match into fighting this great breaking wheel, just to show how strong Gatekeeper is against breaking wheel. And definitely, I don't think he was the best chase starter for this character.
No, unfortunately, and that's probably why we saw that he was going to try to attempt to ban the Gravekeeper, but
Yeah.
nonetheless, this was 1K for the C3 Hunter and a 3 escape for the Dreamland Survivors. Honestly, very quick gameplay and honestly not unexpected from a wheel, but that was really good nonetheless.
Yes, I'm very surprised he decided to commit this Gatekeeper. And also did not ban the Gatekeeper. They did pick the Gatekeeper so early into the picks and bends too. He was not really able to do so. Although having such a strong character in the team, you definitely could just chase someone else. I think it was generally just a major mistake and it ended up being a 3 escape.
Indeed. The cipher was insane for the games and just as you said, picking the Gravekeeper probably just out of desperation because he couldn't find anybody else. Uh trying
Mm-hmm.
to remember who spawned where. But whoever was
He did
on
find
the right of him.
no, he did find actually the meteorologist, but decided to just not commit to her after a little bit. I was pretty surprised over that. I mean, he didn't use a blink yet nor anything. Just hit her one time after she vaulted the window or something like that, I believe. No, she actually got hit before vaulting the third window. She got stuck in a trap, and he was able to get her first hit. He didn't have blink available, but decided straight to switch started to the Gatekeeper and missed a blink on him, which is definitely the major mistake over there too, not really calculating how the blink distance.
Do we think potentially the hunter was feeling a little bit of pressure or a little bit of
Yes,
just miscalculations
yes,
here? Definitely miscalculations as we can tell, but
yes.
um
I do think tournament nerves were definitely like the main reason why those rash decision was being made. Like because if he was definitely just tunneling the meteorologist, he would be able to down her with a blink. But also there was a chance to down the Greek hero with a blink too. He didn't miss that out. He was able to get him down even faster than what we saw. It was still rather it's still a rather rough decision to make because having such a strong character to later on rescue, like a Gatekeeper, you might not want this rescuer to still be out and about to get the rescue of these survivors when you manage to cheer them. I do understand the chase started, but at the same time, it's just it's so hard to chase a Gatekeeper as a whale.
indeed. That is the unfortunate
Mhm.
here. Um all right. Well, it seems like we're gonna have also the Dreamland Hunter before I said almost a survivor against the C3
Yes,
survivors. And honestly, everybody was anticipating potentially having this hunter. Well, he can't because we had Nico, the hunter from before, already play uh Mad Eyes, but people are speculating that we're gonna see a Galatea. It seems like this hunter has a couple of characters up his sleeve
yes.
that I could gather. Um,
Yes, I mean, from reading the chat, everyone's so hyped for this hunter. I imagine they have a very big pool, actually, a very good hunter pool. So let's see what we will be watching in the second half of round two.
oh, seems like
Oh,
they're gonna respect ban that sculptor, so we will not be saying chip hits today. But we still have opportunity for another hunter. We did see also a priestess and a magician ban. Honestly, respectable just because I mean priestess has really like long support with those portals here in Chinatown,
mhm.
and obviously with the magician buff, he's just all annoying all around. He gets a little speed boost now, and when rescuing, he can just both survivors just turn invisible for a moment, so you will never
Yes.
see where they went. for a couple
You never
seconds.
see it coming. Indeed. Picking escapologists for the rescuer understandably has been on the rise of rescuer so far. Picking puppeteer for the sub-rescuer position, also very sturdy and tanky survivor. Banning the master for the support we have talking about before. I mean, his moletas are pretty annoying for the hunters to face. If you don't really have any ability to catch him up after you use a moleta, you might struggle a little bit. He kind of reminds me of a slow chase hunter, maybe, or just someone that really doesn't like this support or this magician. Maybe a cheap hunter
Mhm.
too.
I didn't actually get a good look on it. But there was a couple hunters that I saw there. Maybe well, this is like completely like tanky composition here that we have. Um, so maybe we're anticipating like trying to think of any counters, honestly.
So we have
Definitely
him
like a
for the
chip
last
hit.
one. Mm-hmm. Yeah, chip hit, yes, definitely. For the last one, we have Lanterness. We already talked about her. So your global support is really annoying too. For some hunters, if you will have the gates opening faster, cannot do your endgame properly. Having the Seer being picked, Seer was out and about because of probably this chip hunter we were anticipating, and having Perfumer for maybe a Sebastian or Kiter.
Mm-hmm. Um, yeah, there's nothing for me to add. You've pretty much summarized everything pretty perfectly. There's a lot of hype in the chat right now for this hunter. Oh, and
Oh, they're already saying undead. They're already saying undead. They're
they're saying
manifesting undead.
undead.
Oh my god, they're manifesting undead. They're already sending so many stickers in the chat. I'm pretty sure they have been waiting for this hunter to play for a little bit. Sorry for the delay. Sorry for keeping you waiting. This hunter should be selecting their character very soon, and you should be able to watch him play.
Emociones en más. Well, we're gonna see a shadow here in play, locked and loaded with their well in the build in just a moment. Honestly, what do you think about this? Shadow against this composition.
Series kinda rough to play into Shadow because I mean he cannot farm any more owls. He only has one item usage. For the support is better of course in rather than kiting with it. With Puppeteer is still good unless full presence. If you don't time your Lewis properly against full presence Ivy, or if you don't time your Lewis properly against the spooks. If you get a mind game for you, for example, you're a 58 corrosion. You look at her one time and then you get main body spooked. You will not be able to use that Lewis. Escapade is pretty good. You can just trade swap, actually share swap the survivor, and just get him away from all the ostracons and such. And perfumer, I mean perfumer is also pretty good. You're a tanky survivor, although you fit her presence pretty fast.
It is all about the presence with this perfumer. We will
Mm-hmm.
see this puppeteer carry Tide and Knee Jerk. Seer will be carrying Flywheel and Borrowed Time. We'll see also a Tide Knee Jerk on this Escapologist, and last but not least, a Flywheel and Tide with this perfumer. Two basically the same builds for half the characters. So, um, what do we think? Do we think they're gonna get they need
Ooh,
a 4
I
escape if they
mean,
want to go end the matchup, but otherwise everything else seems
yes.
like a do you think they're gonna try to go for that?
I think either they definitely want to get either a three escape or a tie, so things don't get too far away from the scores from the round one. But anything goes. They definitely if Team Dreamland does get over here, they get a win, a round win. We get round three. If they tie things around, with Team Coco Colony, we'll get to round three anyways. But if Team Coco Colony actually gets a four escape in here, it's over. So anything but a four escape, this hunter doesn't want to get four escape. It's definitely hard to get a four escape anyways with survivors. So I do think we're not getting the round three.
Very well. Well, we'll see. See if the hunter have the yes headed towards the escapologist and does not get the scare off, unfortunately. But the main body will be headed towards the direction of the excuse me, the
That's
perfumer.
nice. He actually did teleport. The hunter actually did teleport to the Scapology, I believe. Never mind. No commitment. Just trying to scout out the area, see where which target is the best. We're going to chase a seer. I mean, seer is a very good target for Ivy. Will he be committing? Yes, committing the seer, trying to catch him up off guard. He was actually on the stairs to manage this corrosion. Although he has 60, 69, 63. Kind of saw. increasing the corrosion slowly, getting this owl through right now, kind of a panic, I believe. Trying not to get more corrosion. Has to be very, very careful right now.
Honestly, it's a shame because now he has no owl and it is completely countered by the ivy. I mean, he can't look at her,
Yes,
otherwise he's gonna get that corrosion up and quite unlucky, but
it's
he
really,
did get that first hit.
yes. He forced out the 100. He's really hard to time your owl. Like I would say, like I was saying, a panic owl because I mean you cannot really time your owl properly when you're playing Seer. You have to look at the ivy, which we kind of just saw what happened. Seer was trying to look at the ivy, trying to time his owl properly. It's really really hard though.
And these just
Links are over right now, so the cut should be over in a little bit.
indeed. It is going to delay the cipher for the puppeteer. He's just kind of standing outside of the corrosion before he can actually break that Astrakhan. And we do see the down for the seer here. He's going to probably be chaired in this corner house right here that's kind of close to this puppeteer cipher. The Yith is on the puppeteer already, so it's just a matter of time before... Nope, never mind. I don't know what I'm talking about, apparently.
Traits chair swapping, and why is it trade swapping every time I just want to say chair swapping? That's really funny though. Chair swapping this here to a closer position for this Scapologist to rescue. Let's see if the Ivy can do anything to stop him out. Let's do Scapologist with an extra hit. Unfortunately, it does get a free hit when he tries to possess his Scapologist.
That was a really nice hit from them. Quite unfortunate though, they didn't get another hit on the escapologist, but he does got some ability on him. I forgot the name. But we'll try to go and harass the cipher here from the puppeteer just to stop that decoding. There is 3 ciphers done. There's 2 more needed. They both just got started or have a little bit of work on them. Not very much, but it does seem like this chair will happen right next to the escapologist's new cipher.
That's good for them, although he might just cheer swap so the puppeteer can rescue instead. I mean, this Scapology doesn't matter where you cheer, it doesn't matter where you try to pressure, this Scapology can just move the survivor closer to a better position for them to rescue him away from the cipher. Very well done from his Scapologist having the puppeteer to rescue instead. The Titan should be used over here. I don't think he can get stuff anytime. I mean, even if he gets tear shock, he can still get the rescue off as a puppeteer, doesn't matter what happens. And never mind just taking the regular hit, that's understandable. No, not taking risks. I mean, the puppeteer did get nerfed recently. The Lewis's does run out faster around the chair, and with the knife he can spook you off and everything. You probably want to use as many Lewis as possible.
Indeed, it seems like we're gonna do a little bit of playing a ring around the rosies around this tree. 3 different ciphers are being worked on actually. We got one puppeteer at 21, the escapologist at, let me look at correctly, it's 50, and then the perfumer working on the one that's almost done. But unfortunately, this is the end for this seer. He will be sent back to the manor, and well, it seems like we're gonna go after this escapologist actually.
Let's see. The IP did have instance. The Blink's already available again. There's no way she can trade up to anything. Neither no Brahman or the teleport will be seen. They're already working on a different cipher. Very smart from the survivors. You kind of just have to have 2 different ciphers for the end game. And using the ability for Escapologist was not triggered yet, so he does have to have the speed boost to get away from this Ivy. And unfortunately, does get hit before he gets to pallet.
It seems like he's gonna use that Yift to try to harass this puppeteer cipher. I mean, it is almost nearly primed. Actually, she's gonna just teleport away with him, and that's kind of a rough position because those ciphers are nearly done no matter what.
The no BT character is getting chased right now, which is good for the hunter, bad for the survivors. Has to try and get away, try to not get the hit. Unfortunately, it does get hit down. Let's see how this pop will go.
Perfumer found the dungeon here in the corner of this meat shack. Grocery store, as they want to call it here by legal terms. And we'll be, I was already here with that.
I just call it the corner dungeon spawn.
Honestly, real.
Oh, we get the rescue for free. They should be able to pop right now. They have to pop. I think they have to pop no matter what. They just have to pop. Yeah, they just have to pop because this couple does not have board time.
We'll see what the game plan. It seems like she's gonna still go after this.
The puppeteer, yes, I believe.
Yeah, the puppeteer.
The perfumer is trying to get on the gate. Sis trying to get on the gate. I think they should have split up the gates though. Having 2 servers over here is not the smartest idea. They have to split up, have 2 servers in different gates, try to deal with the Ivy endgame. She does have to teleport to get away from this puppeteer. She does have Blink available. Let's see if one of the servers will be going down.
She does strive better at the end game is from if I witnessed and if I like paid attention more correctly. She can just leave the Yith on the other gate and
Mhm.
just like go back and forth between them as long as the Ostraskons are out and there's a survivor there that she can just leech onto. She is going to be after this escapologist, and honestly, that other cipher is being worked on. Um, we'll see if
She's
she's
not looking at
uh
it.
she's not looking at it. She's kind of focused on this escapologist.
He finally goes down, decides to leave the gate as soon as he goes down. Never mind, they're going back to it. She does have to share this scapologist first before she's able to pressure it. They might be able to get the two out. Rima can just force her way out, and she's not able to cheer him on time. Yeah, this should be the tie the Savaraza wanted. That does mean the Team Dreamland does get the round win so far. Congratulations on the second round win, and it means that we have rounds tied. The points, I think, actually not sure how the points are. I
Currently
cannot
the
confirm.
give you 2 seconds. So
Yes,
for Dreamland right now it is
I hope
8, and
six
then
to
for
yeah. Yes, it's
for
no, it should be 9. Should be 9 points, I think. Yeah, it should be 9. No, no, no. It should no. It's not 9. It's not 8. It's 8. Yeah, it's 8. That's true. That's true. You're correct.
the 9 to 8, yeah, 9 to 8 in favor of Kaka Colony, but that was honestly a really good matchup. It tie up, or not really tie up, but it definitely closing up the gaps between the points here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so we are definitely heading to a round three. Congratulations to both teams. Honestly, that was some pretty hard
Yeah,
matches that we just
exactly.
saw. But wow, everybody's really happy here for that gameplay.
The tie was amazing. I mean, the series were working so hard for that too. The pop was very well timed, I would say, with the two killers in the wartime being in such a rough position, having one of them on the cipher, one of them cheered, and having the perfumer to rescue. I think that was a little bit too distracted to try and send the Yithian to the cipher. They were just able to pop, and they were able to manage a maneuver actually really well. The end game positions too, trying to work on two gates at the same time. I was just committed to escapade at the end. Blink was not used, didn't really matter. They still were able to open the gate when she was a little bit too distracted with the chase. I think it was good out nonetheless. Like everything was pretty well done from both sides, and whenever everything's well from both sides, it ends up being a tie.
Indeed. Um, wow, I don't even know what to say. I'm so out of like lost for words, but I'm really excited about these matchups, and we're going to round three, which again, not to be like that person, but I really like to see more gameplay, and I'm really excited to see what these hunters have to offer. Um, what do you think?
I
Are we gonna
agree.
see meta officially? I mean, I guess technically we already did, but
Yes, we already did. I mean, Ivy is definitely a meta hunter. She's still not a forgotten character. She might have been nerfed a lot, and I do think she's one on the weaker side right now. She's still a meta character nonetheless. Her endgame is not to be underestimated. She has a pretty good endgame. Like we saw, can just pressure two gates at the same time, kind of pressure the ciphers too when the server is illuminated. Trying to late the decoding too, which this hunt actually did pretty well too. The only problem is the Ostracons kind of just go away faster and you don't have as much time to do it.
indeed, not and honestly, just even having the survivors just break them down is just annoying, and
Hmm.
just switching back and forth. That concentration is insane. I applaud literally anybody who has any hunter that has to do any sort of like ability like that. So Mad Eyes, Dream Witch, Ivy in this instance, it's just like wow, mega concentration, keeping track of everything is just insane. So kudos to everybody who's playing. Honestly, just all the hunters right now. They're playing such I don't want to say that they're niche, but they're definitely more harder to like master
Yes,
in my
still
opinion.
harder. Yes, I do say so. Like Meta is known for being the hardest hunter in the game. Dreamer's stuck on the harder side too. I'd say she's a second hardest hunter to play in the game, and Ivy's the third hardest because they all have like this micromanagement. You have to do so much map pressure, and it's not an easy map pressure. For example, QS can just I mean, you just put some lines on the cipher and gets it rambled. You kind of just need to know the positioning for you to put the lines. But at the same time, for Dreamage, for example, you have to keep on track of so many leeches. You have to swap within so many leeches. For the Ivy, you have to control the Yithian at the same time as you control your main body. It's like Chivas only has one body, and you just control everything one single body. Like I do say, is like an easier time map pressuring than, for example, Dreamwitch and Ivy. If you do one singular mistake, everything crumbles.
Indeed, yeah, and I'm sure we have seen that before in any rank matches or even in like official tournaments,
Mm-hmm.
tournaments. So, um, but nonetheless, it seems like Dreamland does not want to see Darkwoods in this. round. A shame. I actually kind of enjoyed that Darkwoods match.
Yes. Oh, I really wanted to see Darkwoods anymore. I mean, it's a rare map, not everyone wants to play in there, but it's still a really exciting one for me to watch and to commentate for. So we're gonna
Mhm.
see Moonlight Park for the round three. We're gonna go for a bigger one over here. I mean, already saw the other bigger map in round one, the Lakeside Village. So we're going for Mullet instead. Maybe we'll see some coaster gameplay. Maybe we'll see the merry-go-round being funny too.
Maybe, hopefully. I mean, I love when we see like hunters be just a little bit whimsical in the sense, and or not hunters, survivors, because I mean, you can just get onto the carousel. Uh, Maybe we'll go for a ride, as you said, but we'll just have to see, and hopefully, just all the stops are on for that to happen. But everybody wants to win, so it's just a matter of how they utilize every little aspect of that. Um, it seems like they're
Mhm.
gonna have Chinox play again for Dreamland, so
Ooh.
no break for anybody. We'll see C3 survivors again against the Dreamland Hunter. So everybody
How
hype up.
you will have to face the same hunter that the whole chat's hyping up for.
Yep, your goat is here. You guys will be excited to see this gameplay. But just as a reminder, we will not see this Mad Eyes being played, nor will we see the Shadow as well in for survivors. Um, Hold on, I already forgot. Let me let me check my let me check the notes here. Uh, the survivors for C3
Good
will not be able to play
time.
this wildling, this meteorologist, the gardener, the enchantress, the escapologist, puppet, seer, and perfumer. Um,
Let's
none
see what
of
will be the round three hunter. I mean, we could see a gamekeeper is known for being like a good actually in this map. So if this hunter does have a gamekeeper, we might see a gamekeeper being played or an opera singer. I mean, opera singer is pretty good in here. If this hunter does have the mate, opera singer is pretty valuable in here. Um, Let's see. Also, Queen Bee. I think yeah, Queen Bee is also still available unless they ban her, which might be the case. I mean, usually just ban Queen Bee and the Goatman. They did want to ban the Goatman before, so I do imagine that's how to display Goatman sometimes. It has a pretty strong one, so just getting the Goatman and maybe the Queen Bee out of the way might be the better decision. Okay, we're already heading off to picks and bans for round three. We're being really fast with it.
indeed, indeed. I just got a little bit sidetracked with our PNGs being moving around, where everybody's hyping in their chat.
I
But
saw that too.
nonetheless.
Actually, I actually saw that too. Oh my god, I
I
like it
was
so
like, "Oh
even.
shit, are we tweaking out? No, it's okay." I was like, everybody was excited to be here, but we'll get straight into
It's
it and
funny.
guess
So
we're
funny.
both we'll grow up in a second, but we're gonna start off with that priestess and
Right.
matador band. We will not see either of them. Again, the harassment and support here is insane, and it is a pretty big map, so understandably we do not want to see that priestess being out and about. Um, no
Oh, banning
sculptor or undead.
Oh, sculptor. The sculptor. They were. The chat was all saying KS batch sculptor, co-sculptor main era. So I imagine it's because of that. And the undead. I imagine this hunter does play undead at times in ranks. So maybe that knowledge comes from there. And embalmer and magician picks. Embalmer is known for being good in bigger maps. So it's an Arsenal pick him in Moonlight Rail Park. And magician pick just I mean, it's a very strong, so very good card. It's a good rescuer. We already talked about that. Can bring tight turn and just get so much advantage to the team.
Indeed. We do see a journalist being banned here. No support, no doofies, no Orpheus little to get the backup rescue in case I fail. But we do see a novelist, which he can be annoying all around in my opinion. Can farm those books off the bat if he knows what he's doing, and just overall
Mhm.
just canceling abilities, switching with the
Getting
hunter
palette stun.
positions, pallet stuns. You're so
Yeah,
right
with
here. So
the great power palette stuns are a classic from Nobles. You can just steer at the hunter after getting the palette stun and get away from as you're breaking the palette. It's so how do I put it, so evil. It feels so evil as a Nobles player. And just having journalist man, I do think journalist kind of reminds me of Nightmare for some reason. Knowing Simon Later Park too. It doesn't just play Nightmare, there's a possibility for that. The last pick is Acrobat, actually a canon map for him too. Very funny to see him in here.
indeed, honestly, and he's like he. I mean, I've seen a lot of multiple tricks to be played with this acrobat here in this map, and it's just lore accurate. I'm not gonna lie, these bands kind of give me a little bit of a wax artist pick, but I cannot be 100% sure. Um, Also, they
Yes,
don't have. I just noticed that they don't have a like 100%
rescuer.
rescuer here.
Yeah, they don't have a specialized rescuer. Just they have curators that can bring Turner, for example, a magician, acrobat, and novelist can both. They can all the three of them can actually bring Turner. Let's see. Who they choose to bring Turner on is round three. You don't really need the three Turners or just two Turners. You can just bring one if you're really confident because you have an embalmer in your team comp too and help with the rescues.
Indeed, and it's just well, I guess we'll have to wait and see. Um, my guess is they'll probably have this magician and novelist, or yeah, at least a magician. I want to say have
Mm-hmm.
this
Yeah, I guess
tied.
so. Yes, I
Like you
agree. I definitely agree.
Yeah, it's like you said, it's just a matter of how confident they are with just having the number of ties on here. It is round three, and it is gonna make or break the game here, depending on what they decide to do. We're gonna head straight into what the hunter decides to select. What are your guesses that this hunter is gonna pick?
I mean, looking at the journalist Ben, I always say nightmare because I know journalists like a classic to counter nightmare, and he's going Ariel Epilion. Okay, never mind, not nightmare,
Oh,
no wax artist like we were talking about. Just Ariel Epilion is like actually a very surprising pick for tournaments. I don't see him all the time. I only see him in rank quite a lot. Actually, it's quite a bit, but not really in tournaments.
no, I actually this might be our first one in this tournament. I think. Don't quote me if I'm wrong,
Mm,
but I don't
yeah,
actually
I
remember
mean,
there being a evil lizard out here.
yes.
Nope.
I mean, at least when I have been commentating, there was not no lizards being to play, and also they're trying to not spawn anyone in bridge. They're scared that the lizard will be just jumping to them and getting the free hit while they're in a bridge spawn.
It is a pretty open map here.
Yes.
I mean, you have obviously the crowded areas and the tent, and then the haunted house, but I don't think it's like enough. And also, just not to mention the overhead areas here in the fourth and first stop. But it seems like he's gonna spawn underneath the novelist and on top of the embalmer here in between those two. Just to go over the builds real
Hmm.
quick, the magician does have tide. He has borrowed time as well. Embalmer has flywheel and knee jerk. The acrobat does have flywheel and borrowed time, and not last but not least, the novelist will have the knee jerk and the borrowed time.
So they're focusing on kiting traits rather than tight turners. That makes sense. Round three, you're facing a rank hunter, rank type hunter, which is Lizard's not known for being the meta. I never see him in tournaments. I cannot really call him the tournament mate, just the rank meta hunter, I guess. And definitely, you don't really need as many titles as that. Just have to be very careful with your kites, and you have to just maximize your survivability overall. I don't think. I mean, you can just how do you put this? Of course, easy to farm survivors as a lizard because you have the grand slam available later on to camp. But usually use it already when you're trying to camp. Usually to stuff the rescue instead. So they probably don't have to be careful like with not having rebounds going on.
Indeed, I'll have to agree with you there. But well,
Yes.
nonetheless, we'll get straight into it. Ojalá ustedes todos están bien, perdón que no puedo hablar hoy, pero están disfrutando las partidas y ahí está. We'll just get straight into it. There was more I was gonna say, but I forgot. It seems like the
Don't
hunter's gonna
worry.
go for
Feel free
first spot here.
to read the Spanish speakers. I mean, they're all in the chat. It's like most of the chat is just Spanish speakers, so feel free to read them every now and then.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Just trying to make sure they feel included in our little fun game here that we have going on. We do see the magician already use one of his whoa, okay. Just walks straight to
Yeah.
the pallet and gets the hit. He got the magician stuck there in between his legs. Okay. Not
Not
super
really
skinny,
trying
but that's
to
okay.
exactly, not trying to mind game the one or anything, just going through the pallet and getting the first hit on. He does have Titania only, and still has two wands to try and mind game a little bit. Let's see if he'll win more mind games or not.
Throwing on these two pallets, which are pretty good in this area, but it is an evil reptilian. We'll see what happens here. Ciphers are about 40%, 50%, and 30%, so they're pretty good. It seems like it's a pretty open area right now, so it seems like the magician will go down
Mhm.
here in just a second, as we'll see here, and just he'll go
Exactly.
onto the chair.
Do not try to body block the hit with the wands. It's possible for you to do. It's really hard to time it though. Just going down. The servers are pretty good. I mean, you don't have slow decoders in this team comp. Everyone decodes pretty fast. They should be sending in. I don't know who they actually could be sending in because their Titan actually got chased. Are they even
Yeah, that is.
rescuing? They don't seem to be trying to transition to rescue.
No, it seems like they're gonna just try to focus on decoding. The evil reptilian is actually just leaving the chair a little bit, trying to go out on the outskirts just to maybe potentially harass a little
Um,
bit, but also just defend that chair.
yeah,
That cipher
just
in
like
the two. Hmm?
yeah, just trying to scout here and see if there's any rescue coming through or not. If he gets tinnitus from anyone, or he does not get tinnitus, so he has to just move around to a different area. He does spot out novelist, I believe. Yeah, the novelist who's trying to get a rescue on this magician. Let's still have two items. Gets blinked over here. The blink has been used again. He doesn't have any trade swap, so there's only blink available for the whole game. There's only confined space. Confined space was really surprising. You can still try and stop this novelist with the jumps, but he can have the book to rest the rescue with the magician. Oh my god, the book is actually saving the situation.
The book, very good usage of the book here. It does unfortunately just delay a little bit of the it uses the wand, but he predicts where he is and he gets hit in the middle of the wand animation. Oh my god.
That is so sad. I mean, those two of those ones were not really the use at their best position. I mean, at their best abilities. Getting hit through of two of them is very very sad for this magician. Probably went to kite for a little bit longer, but unfortunately was not the case. But the lizard was just reading his mind to the fullest.
Indeed. It does seem like he's gonna go switch over to this nope, that's not the embalmer, that's the acrobat. My apologies. This is acrobat in this area. That cipher is only a little bit started and there's a little bit of work on it, but he uses his flywheel here. Um,
Oh,
very
this
nice ball
that's
unit.
actually from the Libra, I believe, the Libra, the Truth and Inference events. It's really predicts. It's really okay. Getting a first aid over here, vaulting a pallet, trying to get away from this lizard, who is just catching up to him with a few jumps. He does have a bomb available right now. He goes down, he doesn't choose to use it. Very surprising. I thought he would just commit to it.
It seemed like they probably would have gone to the side and probably just saving it and knew they were gonna get hit no matter what they did here. So probably good call here from the acrobat. Unfortunately, the almost called the man we're playing is, but the embalmer is also nearby. uh
He
oh, uses the
mistimes it
flywheel,
so unfortunately. Oh
prematurely
my
used that
god.
flywheel. Oh, that's a nice ball usage to avoid getting downed by the jump. Unfortunately, all the survivors are
Oh,
hit
reaction time,
here.
getting away from this lizard and getting a more some card time. Yes. They have to just try and reset now that he's pressuring the cipher instead. Oh, the Grand Slam is enough to send this novelist down. They're definitely resetting right now with Embalmer. They probably sending Acrobat to rescue because he does have more resources than Embalmer. He does have the Coffin available still. The Coffin has been not being used the whole game so far. And they have to be careful with this not getting cipher locked. I don't think they're cipher locked. They have two ciphers on the other side. Yeah, they have two ciphers on the other side and have one on the side. I think one of them is at bridge, so they can just work on it.
Actually, the nearest cipher they got is actually the one closer to the first platform. Both of those ciphers are right there. But it is across the bridge and will allow them to like waste some time. Unfortunately, though, um, they're gonna work on this cipher here that's nearby, anyways. Oh my goodness!
Oh, he hits a chair. Oh, it was a chair hit. Unfortunately, it was a chair hit, and he's able to rescue this novelist. I really thought it was going to be a stuff, but the acrobat did great on mind gaming this Lucino and getting away from the possible stuff. He knocks down this embalmer on the cipher. He was trying to pressure it a little bit. He got the cipher to 30%. Unfortunately, goes down on the progress, and we don't see the confined space over here, so the ciphers can now know there's no trump card to fear in the future.
They are gonna try to reset. I don't know if they're gonna try to go rescue, but they're definitely gonna try to get that cipher done. That is the one the most cipher progress done. Oh, there
And
we
we
go.
see the
There we see
blink coming
the
through again. Go ahead.
this is kind of a predicament because they're all injured. They got, I mean, I'm pretty sure the novelist was healing the acrobat and not the other way around. So there's no healing progress on the novelist. The cipher that they're working on has the most work on, is right next, basically right next to the acrobat. They're gonna have to start a whole new cipher across the map, and they're gonna have to wait for it because honestly, there's not really much to do. But unfortunately, this acrobat is already halfway through chair time, so they're gonna have to either sell or start it and just take the eventual two-man because dungeon is right there, or it's just like really
I
tight
do
position for
think,
them right now.
yes. I think they're trying to go for one escape right now. They just decide to sell this acrobat. They don't have the resources. I mean, Novus almost has a book so far. I mean, looking at this progress as his metaphor progress, I do think he can have an item very, very soon just by looking behind at this hunter. He has to be very careful with the Grand Slams because he does not have flywheel. He only has a knee-jerk speed boost to get away from his Grand Slams. Let's see. Does he get the book on time? He does get the book on time. He's able to skip this lizard's tracks, trying to get some more distance with the needed speed boost, trying to get away from this lizard, trying to get the cipher popped on time. It's already at 70% getting in climbing. There's fast decoding, accelerated decoding going through too, so it should be popped very, very soon. It's not enough though.
That was not enough, unfortunately. He's going to be chaired because, I mean, if he doesn't chair him, I mean, he's just going to pop the cipher and there's just another more time wasted on the hunter side to be just chasing the novelist, although he doesn't have much to work with. He has almost half a book ready. But unfortunately, this embalmer is on the other side of the map. There's nothing in between to be able to, like, delay any, like, crows or anything if he wants to go make it a dungeon. And not to mention, dungeon is kind of near where the novelist is, so he's kind of the route that he's kind of taking. He's gonna get crows inevitably here soon.
Exactly. Although the coffin has already been used, so there's, I mean, even if the coffin has been used, you cannot do anything if there's already one survivor. If he's the only survivor remaining. Very unfortunate for this embalmer. He does have Vital available. Let's see if we can get anything. He managed to escape the Grand Slam. Just a few mind games around these two pallets. The Lucino will just be guarding the dungeon. I mean, there's not really a reason to get away from it.
I mean, embalmers also have health. There's not really much for either to do here. I mean, it just seems like unless he can kite it out, which it seems like this is probably like
It's
the case for
impossible,
the
yeah.
yeah.
It's really just
Not gonna-
impossible for a kid with no items to get to the dungeon. It's in the center of
Yeah,
the map, of course, but it's just so far away. Trying to
so
mind game a
close yet
little
so
bit these
far.
zones. And gets Blink, unfortunately, at the end. The trait was up already, and the Lucino just went for it. Amazing 4K from this Lucino. Very surprised. I mean, they didn't have any other rescuer. I think that was the main reason why they got 4K'd. They didn't have any other Tide Turners. They only had one Tide Turner, the Magician, who was a target of the chase. He was not really able to kite as long as he wanted to because of how, I mean, how they put this. He didn't have a kiting trait.
Indeed, yeah, and it's just kind of unfortunate because, like you said, it was their rescuer here. But
Mhm.
just overall, the control and like back and forth between the characters was insane. I
It's
will give
amazing,
kudos to
yes.
both sides, honestly. They both fought pretty
Exactly.
hard. They almost popped that cipher, and
Mm-hmm. Is it was at
but
80%, was so good. I mean, the hunter actually did really good map pressure too, just not committing to a target, just trying to commit to a cipher instead, just doing some whatever you can do, just stop from them from decoding. Amazing map pressure from this Lucino, and also amazing so far. I mean, the containments were amazing and such, but they didn't have any tide turners to back it up.
indeed. Um, all right. It seems like we're gonna have to go figure out like these wind conditions now. It's just wow, such a tough matchup here. You guys seem to be pretty head to head. Um, currently
I
the points
believe,
are at 9-13 in favor of Dreamland. Let me see if I did the math
yes.
right, because
Yes, I think it's in favor of them. They had 8 points earlier, so that means it's 13. Yes, indeed, it should be 13, and it should be having 9 points for Team Calcal Colony. And I don't think there's any possibility for an overtime. They need for a 4K to get the win for themselves. Anything less is a Team Dreamland's win.
it
I
is
think
quite the
that's just
pressure.
yes.
Yeah,
Like, this should be the final match. There's just nothing we can do to get to the overtime. There's no overtime conditions really to go for it. So they have to just give themselves this just mentality. I mean, this is the last match they can do to get to keep going this tournament. So they just have to give their best.
indeed, it's just kind of a difficult situation and a lot of pressure on the hunter for C3. Um, because on it, we again, if it wasn't win for points, it's gonna be a win on rounds. So, even
Mm-hmm.
if they were to tie this up with another 4K, so honestly, good luck to them. It's it's tough. It's I can personally feel the pressure coming up from them.
Exactly. Like, if things are all tied up in rounds, we're just going for the points, and if it's up to points, we just decide the Team Calculator gets the win. But if they do manage to get the one escape, then if Team does manage to get the one escape, it means Team Calculator actually gets the loss. Bro, I'm getting so messed up with the names. It's so hard to pronunciate. I'm sorry if I
Say
butcher
that
anyone's name.
say that 3 times fast. Cock land cock
I cannot do it. I'm sorry, I cannot do
cock
it. Like I'm already struggling.
cock cock I already struggle with pronouncing things. Me trying to say that three
Me
times fast is
too.
not gonna be really it for me. So that's why we're just gonna call you C3, and that way I don't say anything on accident that probably will offend somebody. Um, para los que hablan español y no pudieron entender, ahorita los puntos están en 13-9 en favor de Dreamland. Necesita C3 necesita un 5 puntos para ganar y en I almost spoke in English. My Spanglish, oh my god. Uh,
Don't
lo que sea
worry.
que es menos de eso, gana Dreamland. Así que esto, no, ojalá traducte todo eso correctamente. Hablando tan rápido no funciona conmigo. But hopefully that made sense. I don't know if that made sense. My
You might,
apologies. Perdóneme.
you might.
Okay.
You make sense. I mean, I understand. Like again, I understand Spanish to fully because my native language is very similar to Spanish too, and I also took Spanish classes myself in high school and such. Like I took Spanish classes, but I have not been using the language for so long. My grammar is rusty, and I'm very embarrassed like to actually talk to Spanish speakers in Spanish. Like okay, I can talk it to myself like at home. Like I cannot do it to Spanish speakers because I'm so embarrassed. I get so embarrassed like by getting one word wrong, like one singular grammar word wrong, like getting one tense wrong, and I just get so embarrassed over it. I
Yeah, and
cannot
I
do it.
completely understand. It's okay. I mean, I feel like I think we talked about this before in like one of the chats. We have like we switched roles here because I can understand
Yes,
your native language, but I can't speak it. I can kind of read it,
exactly.
but I won't be able to pronounce anything to the best of me except like maybe like one word or something. And like for you, you can do Spanish, understand it, maybe read it, but
Exactly.
not really. Yeah, use it in
It's the same thing for you, yeah. Like we just swap
yeah,
within this. Like we can understand each other's languages, but cannot speak like to its best potential. So just we give up on that. We're just not
yeah.
embarrassing ourselves.
Yeah. Uh, good trade, Z's. Good trade, Z's. Um, just to remind everybody, characters that are globally banned for C3, Colony, Breaking Wheel, and the Clerk will not be in play today and the rest of this matchup. And then for the survivors of Dreamland, we will not be seeing a patient, a priestess, a gravekeeper, a fire investigator, meteorologist, a toy merchant, lawyer, and aeroplanist no longer allowed in this tourney matchup.
Yeah, let's see what they can get. If they can just get the one escape, or if they'll just kind of get your dreams crushing at 4K by this hunter. Anything can happen in the second half of round three.
And literally anything can happen.
Mhm.
Oof.
Pretty scary right now. Let's see what the bends will be. We're starting to pick some bends so fast. I mean, we have Mechanic and Matador. Matador already talked about. He's a really great support, great kiter, and Mechanic just having the bot outside and decoding can be pretty annoying for the body box too. And betting Queen Bee and Goatman.
Queen Bee and Goat Man. Pretty strong characters overall. I'm unsure if this hunter does play them. I didn't get to see the first one and take a little peek, but they're just overall annoying and pretty up there high tier meta hunters at this moment, aren't if I'm correct.
I think Queen Bee's the best hunter in the game right now, personally, at least in the tournament setting. Not in the rank setting, really, but the tournament setting, she's one of the best hunters right now. And Goatman still, he kind of got nerfed a lot, but he's still up there. Unless it's a very tinky team comp, because he'll deal with pretty much any other team comps. Picking Mercenary and Lanternist, Mercenary is a strong rescuer when you don't have chip hunters around, and also those meta hunters are out of the way. And Linter is also a great support. I already talked about her global support, opening the gates and boosting the ciphers, and also her own kiting abilities with the freeze frames can be pretty annoying for against certain hunters. Embalmer Ben is understandable because of a big map. You can get the rescue from so far away. You can just die across the map and get yourself rescued and push the ciphers just by getting the self rescue on. I mean, just Embalmer is a very rough character to face in a long map.
Indeed. And last but not least, we'll also see that puppeteer being played. Um, pretty tanky character, can take multiple hits if timed correctly. And that Lewis, I don't know what that's called, but when they just stand still, just can take an extra hit as well. Um,
Yeah,
and then we also see that Seer being banned and put back in the closet. Oh dear.
That seems like a single hit hunter, not gonna lie. Looking at the bends and looking at the picks too, they have the right team comp for single hit hunters, I would say. For chip hunters, maybe the mercenary will be in danger, of course, but Seer Ben just does not remind me of a chip hunter. Archer is a really strong survivor too for harassment and for kiting. That laceration puts so much pressure on hunters. You're gonna have to either stay still to like get out the laceration or accept the stun if you have stun reduction. Kind of just what you do. You don't really stay still just for for the restoration. Just keep walking and just get the stun reduction to do it for you.
Indeed. Man, this is a pretty good solid comp. Who do you think the hunter will end up going? Since we can't have Queen Bee and Goatman and obviously our previous counterparts.
Hmm. I would say like looking at this, like maybe Upper Singer is way too rough to play into here. Like you definitely don't want to play Upper Singer into here. If you do play meta, if you do play off meta, I do not know what you could go here. I actually do not know. Like anything
Oh,
goes as long as you specialist. Oh, Nightmare. Okay, Nightmare. It's Nightmare.
it's
Okay.
it's Nightmare.
Um, you want to add anything? We were talking about Nightmare earlier, actually, the skins for him, because someone in chat talk about the Pridemere skin, and I was like, oh, Pridemere, and we just decided to talk about Nightmare, and now we're seeing him.
Now we see the well, what we see the pride skin though is the real question. Um, Honestly, I can see it. I can see what they're planning here. I mean, he can be pretty annoying with the teleports that he has in the built-in Raven one as well. If he were to go for endgame, and Penny that they do. Um, Honestly, and it seems like they're gonna go here with some pretty standard spawns, maybe.
Yes, I do think, yeah, I mean, there's not really a rescuer to be protected. I mean, Mercenary's still pretty good against him. They're just deciding a little bit right now, but this should be the rescues, the rescues, the spawns we're going for. And looking at the build so far, we're having the board time file on the archer, have board time tied on the mercenary, we're having board time knee jerk on the puppeteer, we having file tied on the lanternist. And looking at this, I mean, they have two titans actually. They have two titans, so even if one of them gets chased, they have another one. And I think the weakest stars over here so far is a lanternist who gets counted by nightmare. I don't think her kiting abilities are very good against nightmare. Have to be very careful with that. And she's just so far away from him too. That means that she doesn't have any as much danger as I thought.
Do you think we're gonna go after this archer? Sorry, I completely missed that. If not, I noticed that we had an ad break on the on Twitter or not Twitter, Twitch, not Twitter. What the hell?
Don't worry. Don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. I do think the puppeteer might be the target because Archer's in a really strong area. Although he doesn't have any fear for the laceration, the Archer can just how they put this? He gets a laceration faster whenever he dashes. You
Mhm.
can cancel attack recovery by accident if you don't time it properly. So you definitely can chase her, but you have to be careful. With the Archer is good enough at timing lacerations, you will just have a rough time. That's the major thing about Archer against Nightmare. I do know the laceration can be really detrimental for the hunter, but also can be on your side if she does cancel attack recovery.
Indeed, indeed. This is round three, second half. C3 Hunter against the Dreamland Survivors. Everybody should be hype. This is our last matchup, last round of the matchup. We'll get started.
I already
Okay.
see. I already
We
see
got the
people
good
hyping
skin.
up the Nightmare. I also saw someone call him a chicken, which is making me laugh a
Yeah.
little bit. I saw someone call him a chicken. I was like, oh, chicken.
Someone was talking about
um,
KFC earlier, but it does seem like we're gonna go after this archer. Color me surprised.
ooh. So betting on either those attack recovery cancels or just being confident they can beat up the laceration. Doesn't matter laceration, just you can still get her down.
Oh, really nice
He's
arrow
a
from the
pretty.
archer.
It's actually the logic path skin actually in this position. Like I was like looking at the skin, like analyzing it. It's a logic path one,
I do
not
like
the
the
pride
skin.
mirror. It's not the pride mirror.
Not a
Three
pride mare,
crowds to
but we.
stop her down, and also
Ooh,
to spot her out from these walls. Making the first hit. Gets the first hit through the pallets. Oh my gosh, she got caught off guard.
that was such a crazy hit. Honestly, pretty good though. Ciphers are about 50%, one at almost 30. He uses the. Oh wow, okay. He uses the warp and then she flywheels. Does he? Yeah, she flywheeled that. Oh my god, that was happened so quick I didn't even notice it. Oh my god.
It was amazing too. Oh my god, getting 100 restoration is Nightmare. Doing an amazing kite so far. The trait has already been used. It means it's a good kite so far. And the ciphers are good too. So she goes down over here, but still a good containment. Doesn't matter if she goes down here because they still have the ciphers.
Indeed, she does go chaired right here in the fourth stop. The people closest to her, it seems like the mercenaries already coming in for the rescue here from the bridge. But
Hmm.
it seems like the nightmare already like it was counting on that and is already like anticipating it. Might have
That's
these puppeteer
beautiful.
go in the back and do a backdoor rescue right now, even though he has a crow on him.
Well, double rescuing definitely is gonna slow down the ciphers. You have to be very careful. Trying to wait out this Lewis, trying to get some injuries on him. Unfortunately, there's a farm the Archer. Archer gets farmed by this Lewis, unfortunately, which is pretty sad for the team. Definitely want her to rebound for a little bit more. She does have an arrow and two crossbows.
That does leave a window for this mercenary to come rescue, since he was unfortunately cut off pretty early on, and luckily this uh puppeteer was able to get that. So it might be a little bit bad because she wasn't able to do much of a kite, but at least it was off the chair and at least before half. But it is kind of really tight right now.
I would say the ciphers kind of just slow down a little bit because of the double rescue and also the farm and archer. Definitely want her to rebound for a little bit because since she had items, the crossbow was used in the fact she doesn't give any laceration and she does not hit the core shot. Unfortunately, goes down over here with tight turner. She still has tight turner to get her way to the corner, but definitely wants to use her items for a better benefit.
Oh, someone left. We do have a cipher that has at 90. I believe that it would be the mercenary's last cipher, and there's a cipher that has been started at 37%. That's probably the one that's under the second, not the second, the third stop here. Seems like they're healing. Yep, puppeteer and the mercenary were healing. This is kind of a rough spot. They're kind of like trying to start get those ciphers done though. However, Blanchard is going over to the first stop to get that other cipher started. Going after this
The Wizard is not
puppeteer.
full health. That means he has a 4 Lewis to be used. I mean, not 4 Lewis, three Lewis in a single hit. That means they're very tanky survivors so far. And the Mercenary does have a chip hit, but it doesn't matter because it's a single hit hunter. A great Undaunted! Amazing Undaunted timing from this Puppeteer.
He is unfortunately kited into where the lantern is just trying to decode here. What will you see use of this roller coaster though that we were talking about earlier?
Let's see if the Coaster will be used or not. Another great Undaunted! I mean, this Puppeteer has a really good reaction time. I think, I have never seen someone just Undaunted so many times a Nightmare so easily.
Oh my god, he
Oh,
had the crow on
teleporting
this.
with the bird. Yes, teleporting
Yeah,
with the bird on the cipher. And Mercenary is trying to get away from him with an owl pad. He managed to get these pallets and just minding me a little bit.
taking advantage of this little like funky area here because there's obviously a little like corner edge here that delays the hit, but he does get hit unfortunately here. Seems like there will be the archer, not the archer, the lanternist is out here trying to get this cipher that's, yeah, that's under this third stop here since it has about 50% done. Puppeteer finishes the one that's all the way at first stop.
You're already catching up, but unfortunately the delayed damage is not triggered because it was a chip hit indeed on this mercenary because of the healing with the puppeteer. He decides to just slug him out and resemble the mercenary. He does have the delayed healing times because the mercenary with all the, how they put this, war trauma.
Yeah, his ability is so like hard. He just takes forever to heal. It seems like they're gonna throw a bird over in that direction, or that doesn't seem like it went that way. But the birds are kind of funky. She's gonna use her ability here, to delay any hit damage and just to get some distance from this hunter. Fortunately, she does have a little mark all over her head, and it just kind of like closes that distance pretty quickly with those jumps.
I do think the puppeteer, yeah, the puppeteer picked up the mercenary, getting some extra health on himself. Mercy has a chip hit on him, so they will take even longer to heal him up. Is a puppeteer and also mercenary getting the heals off. Is not going to be done anytime soon. And Lanternus gets cheered on the other side of the map. They have to send someone in.
Seems like they're gonna go let the mercenary go finish the cipher, and the puppeteer is gonna go do a loop around just to get that rescue off. But unfortunately, that's Nightmare's already in that bridge area, so it's just a matter if he sees them or not. Which it happens to be that he does in fact see the puppeteer trying to make it his way over.
He does spot the Cypher getting decoded, so he can just throw a crow. The crow is already there, trying to spot out the mercenary and gets a hit on him immediately as soon as he teleports to him. Throwing another crow on the chair to make sure he can spot those survivors after getting the rescue. It's a really rough position for these survivors because they have been trying to decode the Cypher and don't have any other Cypher open, and of course he gets hit through the pallets.
This Lanternus will be rescued after half, and then immediately after, this puppeteer has to make his way over to the other corner of the map if he's gonna try to heal this mercenary. But mercenary does have self-heal still, so he could potentially. It's just a matter if this nightmare will let him, which it seems like he's just gonna put him on a chair just to put pressure on them to like get the rescue off and not work on the cipher here.
There's a possibility for one escape, but there's also a possibility for a 4K because Nightmare Endgame, when you're trying to open the gate, is still not to be underestimated. They might be able to prime a Cypher or something like that because Missionary Share Time is just pretty good and pretty long too, and he also has delayed damage, so it might be enough time to get the Cypher prime, although Nightmare can still throw crows to Cyphers and just pressure them. Oh, great body buff from his Puppeteer.
Indeed, nice use of the Lewis here. And then this mercenary is going to be stuck in this little area, though. Unfortunately, it will
Oh yeah,
stall a little bit of
this
time here.
before it was only the wall thingy and the pallet. Now it's just there's an extra thing. Get the pallet son. Did he give him rev? He didn't give him rev. No, I don't think. Yeah, he didn't give him rev. I think. I'm not quite sure. I remember rev. It was when you get pallet stun when you're missing your swing. I think not when you get your swing through. I don't remember.
I think it was while he was in motion. It seems
Yes.
like they're gonna go transition into this puppeteer, to try to get him off the cipher. And they just started that last cipher on across the map, though, so it just puts them in a really tough position here because they're now
Oh,
under the clock here.
great vault. I don't think he can get this rescue. It's impossible for him to get this rescue. Mercedes probably
No,
gonna
he.
get sold and just have to work with the two survivors. Never mind, great Lewis again. That's Puppeteer's on fire with all these Lewises. They actually have been so
Go,
good.
goes to show
They
how
both
important it
Lewis.
is to time and not give in to the anxiety of being baited out, but it also had a mark, so that might have also helped. 55
Exactly.
on
I
that
mean,
last cipher. It doesn't seem like they're gonna make
Puppeteers,
it though.
how they put this. If you have a really good reaction time, it can be such a great puppeteer, which is it's something they don't see that very often. People just they spam the Lewises. They don't really give the puppeteer as many as a good use as he should be. They should be doing.
He doesn't see the puppeteer?
He didn't see him. Now he has a bubble to pop it. He does have the board time to be used to here. They might be able to get the one out if this puppeteer kites out for long enough. He does have double teleport actually. Double whatever. What was I saying? Double teleport to be used. Has to be very
Yep.
careful. Has teleport over now. I think. Teleport. He's a teleport. One of this should be going down very soon. Let's see. She's not. She's able to. No! Cloud does not do anything. Yeah, they're
Oh,
trying to teleport this puppeteer. Can you do anything?
this is such a tight positioning. It is the battle. They're literally fighting for the lives for the titles champion here in this round matchup. Nice Lewis usage from the puppeteer, honestly, and this lanternist could heal up. The dungeon is in
Wait.
the bridge here area in the middle, in between the two bridges between the two sides. But oh, that's
I
so
think she's
unfortunate.
able to put herself up and open the gate. I think it's enough. There's only 14 seconds. There's 14 seconds for the teleport. And she doesn't have any boosts, but also the Nightbreaker has to share this puppeteer first, and then he can teleport. It's not possible. I don't think it's possible. She should be able to get out. This should be the win for Team Dreamland.
What a crazy matchup here. Lanternus escapes, and then, as you said, this is a win for Dreamland here. Oh my god. With
I
just the
think
second here.
how they put this. I think he shared the lantern. He was not aware how far the gate was, though. The major issue as a hunter, you never know how far the gates are. You just have to guess. He had time to share lanterns, but he was scared. Like he was not aware he had enough time to share the lanterns to go for the puppeteer. He had done that. I do think there is a possibility for the 4K. Although Dungeon was in location in vicinity, and also it's a puppeteer, can take the tension hits. It just
Yeah,
it's a rough to say.
no, yeah, he ate that hit from detention time pretty well, and
Yes.
honestly there was a lot of time wasted between the time that she got up, and honestly it wasn't long enough for him to be able to just the hunter be able to teleport in that
Mhm.
time frame. So that was just pretty well timed between the two survivors and probably just really good gameplay. Honestly, it was got me on my toes and on the edge of my seat personally. I don't know about you. I was like, wow, I'm
Mhm.
so amazed. Nightmare does even in the high tiers and in tournaments, you should always watch out for a nightmare and make sure you communicate with your own teammates because wow, that's how crazy the
Exactly.
situation is. It was still up in the air no matter how depending on how the survivors were playing.
Exactly. I mean, Nightmare in Winliver Park is a classic. Is his best map by far. Of course, you can face him in different other maps, but Mole is known for being his best one. And if the team that you're facing does have a Nightmare, you just have to watch out for him. And they did pretty well with the one escape. They managed to pop one of those gates and to have the lanterns escape. I would say the Puppeteer is definitely MVP in this match because all those Luas were timed so well and Dante two times. The two Undaunted were so good, I would say. They were just so
Honest,
good. Mhm.
that was it's just great gameplay. That's what I strive to be one day.
Yes.
Wow,
Like,
wait, I'm so
yeah. Like, those, like, small corners, for example, like, in Pro Comp, like, they have the MVP announced for the matchup. I would say Puppeteer, you did so good. Like, you actually surprised me so much with all those Undaunted and that all those small wizards to body block the Nightmare hits. Like, I would say, I would give you the MVP. I will definitely give you MVP. It was amazing.
it was amazing. Just to recap in Spanish, gracias por ver la partida de hoy. Vamos a tener otra partida después de esta partida. Muchas partidas hoy, pero ganó Dreamland si no podían entender. Y pues gracias por ver el directo. Sorry, I'm at such a loss of words. I just can't even speak anymore. Um, wow. Sí va a haber otro sorteo or yeah. No sé si se van a quedar aquí para ver la segunda partida que va a pasar, pero si están aquí, ojalá también disfruten esa partida. Um, is there anything that you would like to say, perchance?
There's not really anything. I just say thank you for coming here and watching these two teams fighting against each other. Congratulations again to Team Dreamland for winning this matchup. I know we have already won Midsummer today, so it's two wins in the same day. You guys have been doing amazing so far. I hope to see more of you guys in this tournament too. Congratulations again, and also Team Coco Colony have been doing so great in this matchup so far. I think it was just very unfortunate. Definitely the one escape that was in the round three was what cut you short from getting the win, and or for getting. I mean, yeah, it's just definitely from getting the win. I hope you do well in the other tournaments, and I hope to see you around.
Indeed, indeed. Again, thank you guys for watching today the matchup. This matchup, we will have another matchup in a couple of minutes here. We'll have a quick intermission. Congratulations to Dreamland and C3. Good game, honestly. You guys played till the very end, and it was really a tough battle between you guys. You guys literally were neck to neck here, and that's what I like to see here personally. Just having games that are like evenly matched, and I think they couldn't have done any better with this matchup, honestly. Um, yeah, I'm Sin.
Yeah,
That was
it was
Kaneko.
so fired up. I mean, and it was definitely just the very last match, very last half of the round three, the decisive match for these two teams to see who advances and who doesn't. It was so fired up. I enjoyed this matchup a lot. Thank you so much for playing. Thank you so much for being here. And bye bye.
Bye
Adios.
bye.